Is it's Sunday driving. Ha ha ha, we are funny. The server should be up. It's an open server. If anyone's there, feel free to join. Oh, I should bring the chat up rather than watching my own stupid face. It's quite weird. It's getting light now. So when I started these streams, it was dark at this time of night. Now it's light, and I'm just bringing up the map. Apple's changed in the old days. When you tried to, when it said, "Hey, please enter your password," it said why. You know, Chrome would like your password or something. Now it just goes, "Type in your password." And it's like, no, I won't actually. Anyway, I've got the maps up, so it's a little bit outdated, but easy enough to find. I updated it. Oh, I don't like to click on all the pictures with traffic lights on them. Seriously? That I only know that's a traffic light from US films. It's got like a big yellow tree thing going on. But yes, it's
it truly is the way.
What, that I have to work out what traffic lights are on the US?
Has made rule.
Oh, Jesus has made way for you. Yeah, this is quite a big week next week, so you know everything's opening up in the UK. SnowRunner's patch comes out. We're going to try our first non-cooperative Transport Tycoon game. It's going to be exciting. Should we just go? Because that way we earn XP while we wait for other people to work out what time it is, what day of the week it is.
Aren't there some non-cooperation ones? What's the difference between like and
well, what we did previously wasn't really very sensible, because like some people were by themselves, some people had like 4 people in the town. You made loads of stuff, but basically we'll be competing for the resources rather than sharing them. But without, I shall say, without dishonourable gameplay. So no share buying up of other companies, no blockading towns, no destroying buses, destroying road shit. Well, that's me in trouble. No destroying other people's vehicles. So essentially, you know, things that wouldn't get you closed down as a real company.
I don't watch football, but
Good.
It was on in the background while I was eating dinner today. Yeah, the Liverpool goalkeeper scored a goal with a header at the 95th minute today.
These are definitely words. And is that good? Is that good?
an overtime or something?
Well, so that's normally a game lasts 90 minutes, and they have injury time at the end. And a goalkeeper,
Injury
you know,
in football.
a goalkeeper. Yeah, I know, right? But like, a goalkeeper scoring a goal with a header.
Well, how many times has this happened before?
Goalkeepers. I don't know.
If only there's some sort of global repository of information that would tell us whether this is like, oh my god, really, or, yeah. Not too slow on that bit, Schalke, but not too fast either. I missed you, damn it. I assure you I was trying for you.
I think it was a decade anniversary for, there was like a hockey goal Granlund did on the, I think this was for World Championship. It like lift the puck into the stick and like didn't launch it in the traditional way.
I would put money on the fact.
Seems like the similar.
I would put money on the fact that
Seems
no
like as notable as goalkeepers.
no goalkeeper in hockey has ever headbutted the puck into the opposing goal. I reckon that's never happened.
I mean, it might be possible that that's never happened in professional.
What's the rare part? The headbutt?
A goalkeeper scoring in football is quite rare as it is, because a goalkeeper doesn't tend to leave their half of the pitch.
I don't think they're allowed to, are they?
Doing it with.
Don't they have to stay in their little? Don't they have to stay in their little prison? It's probably got a proper name.
I think they are normal players if they are not in the goal.
You're the one that watches football, Brett. You tell us.
If the team is desperate.
I don't watch football.
Did you watch football today?
Not by choice. I was waiting for it to finish so I could watch some of the Star Wars series.
This sounds like a yes, but with extra steps. Are you
Pretty much.
Are you watching The Bad Batch?
Well, my family watched it.
Is that the current thing that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite good.
Yeah, I have seen... It does...
Quite good, actually.
It's much more... It's more like the Clone Wars. It's more kids-oriented, isn't it?
I mean, in the most recent episode, they killed a group of people with a flamethrower.
Yeah, but, I mean, you think it wasn't gratuitous.
Not on camera.
Oh, well.
Not on camera, no.
Then I'm sure they were just fine. No, I did see a clip went round and it's like, execute Order 66. And they're like, what's Order 66? And they asked one of the guy, he goes, I don't know, I haven't been paying attention to any of this stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
That does raise a question, do they have any other fancy orders that they would immediately know what to do?
Well, I like the way they
No,
went,
of
they
course.
didn't respond with, who the fuck are you? You're not Emperor Palpatine, I've seen him, you're all fucking shriveled and burned. Fuck off this channel. And hang up.
Known orders. According to the Star Wars Wikipedia, there's Order 4, 5, 37, 65, and 66 are known orders.
Is one of them like dumplings with extra fried rice?
I have number 9 large.
Do they like have an order to exterminate every other ethnicity? And nobody's asking why we are like learning all these orders.
Order 59, exterminate
the
all
Jedi one's the
Wookiees.
only one.
No, Order 59, exterminate all Wookiees. Order 60, exterminate all... Bugger, what was Greedo?
Well, I don't know if... I have no idea what it's rated. I don't think they'd have orders for that, because I think the reason there's one for Jedi specifically is because they're contingencies for stuff within their own domain, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen the films. Wait.
Which
You're
films?
still playing SnowRunner, by the
What,
way.
the original Star Wars films?
Oh,
Or
well.
the, like...
No, of course I've seen them. Yeah, but to change it,
I was
Jay,
gonna say,
I would have to get out of my chair and walk across the room and type things and then get back. So, whatever. I don't think it makes much difference. Don't think anyone searches for any of them. The main difference it makes is people keep telling me it's wrong. Other than that, I don't actually think it actually makes any difference, sadly. Now, do I go with my terrifying Speedy, my four-wheel drive awesomeness, my Outlaw? Oh, I might go with my overly upgraded Sandstorm, because that went so well last time until the first corner, and then it all went a bit wrong. But we should see about all of us, apart from Brett, getting an upgraded car as well. Like, pick a car you like.
What if I want to?
Well, you're not allowed.
Oh.
But like, we should probably have a 300 to 400 car. So when someone joins, we go, oh, we're going to switch into that car, are we?
Oh, apparently there's another one. There's Order 151, which is a contingency to remove Darth Vader if needed.
Yeah, that's going to go well. But sir, he has plot armor. Did you see the Mortal Kombat film, by the way?
I have not.
Oh, well, I will spoil it for you very slightly. But basically, they all get they all get a superpower because of the mark. And one of the guys' mark is quite literal plot armor. Literally, he just grows armor that does whatever he needs it to. All they needed to do was to call it plot armor.
Oh, I remember seeing a video a while back about. Have you watched any of the X-Men films?
Well, there's only been 6, but yeah.
Yeah, specifically, I think it was First Class.
That was
I saw it.
one of the best films ever made. X-Men First Class. Oh my god, this thing is a bit twitchy.
One of the few issues of it was that guy. What's his name?
Einstein.
The
Not
one
Einstein.
who like adapts to survival.
Archimedes. The one who adapts by being a black man in the 60s and immediately dies. Yeah, brilliant.
Well, the problem with his character in that film is that like his superpower is literal plot armor.
Well, yeah, but it would be if it didn't work.
He just did.
Right? I think he died.
Yeah, well, it doesn't work for no reason though. It's just the music.
Oh my god, this thing is way too quick. I'm having to break it about 200
But, like,
meters.
But like the reason that I found this video really interesting is like they went through like what would happen in different scenarios with him. Like there's like scenarios where like death tries to kill him and instead of dying he just becomes death.
Oh.
But his superpower is just like ridiculous.
A crappy grenade, nothing.
I think like Immortal has like an actual superpower of.
Well, of coming back to
like
life, yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
That's might get interesting and play with the probes and such. Not that I'm implying that Immortal has been somehow written out from Invincible.
Well, he is
That
immortal.
would be spoilers.
That's literally his name. He's not the immortal in quotes, is he? He's not the immortal. Oh my god, this thing has way too much go.
Does that mean that Invincible can't lose the series?
I think in that case, that's more of a I'm invincible because he gets the shit beaten out of him by a bloke who built robots in the sewer. So he's not that invincible, is he? I think that was kind of the point. He named himself Invincible, and then went, "Oh yeah, that was probably in retrospect not such a good idea." Oh shit. Oh good, I've lost my front wheel, which will help my... This car looks great, it feels great, it's just way too quick.
Shulker, what are you doing in 20th position?
So Brett, you never answered my question. How many professional goals have there been by a goalkeeper?
Couldn't find it because there doesn't seem to be any. I found one specific instance of a goalkeeper scoring a goal in like 1976 or something.
Wow.
A famous one, but like, I can't find any header ones. So maybe it might be a first. I think from what I read on Reddit earlier, I looked it up out of curiosity earlier on there, but they were saying that I think it's the first time it's ever happened in Premier League.
But yeah, I mean, headbutting a ball with that amount of force, that's going to give you brain damage, though. Like, you're not supposed to headbutt the balls like that.
Well, I think the reason it's so rare is because, like, when a goalie does score a goal, it's usually because they've kicked it really fucking hard from miles away and it's not been saved by the other keeper.
Yeah.
Not because they're pretty close up. So the header part is the rare part, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's both quite rare. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been near a football pitch. They're quite big. Like, if I were to kick a ball,
absolutely.
It would not make it from one side of the pitch to the other, let alone hit anything on the other side.
Yeah, I don't know how far the average footballer can kick a football, though. I don't know if they'd be able to kick it down the entire
Well,
pitch.
I'm sure they can kick it longer than the football.
They can kick it.
Or they'd be a pretty terrible footballer.
Yeah, they can kick it. Yeah, they can kick it pretty damn far, can't they?
That's literally their job. How far? What you do? I kick balls. How far can you kick a ball? Oh, not very far.
Like a goalkeeper in football, like kicking the ball from from their goal and then just hitting it into the other goals, like the equivalent of in like Rocket League, like getting a goal from the starting line.
Well, no, because I've done that loads. I've done that a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot easier in Rocket League because the map's a lot smaller.
I'm not great at Rocket League, but one skill I absolutely do have is timing my double boost at the start perfectly. So if no one's in the way, I get there first and I get to the ball. And I've done quite a lot of off the line goals.
I guess in football, if they are like desperate, because don't many football games end 0-0 or something?
Well,
so if a team really wants a win and it's about to go 0-0, then it might make sense to use the goalie as an extra player to make a power play. Is that called?
Well, I think
English sports words.
I think the reason they did it is because it was like the game was about to end like as soon as the ball like touched the ground, so they just kicked it up and the goalie ran in to try and because the game was about to end anyway if the ball touches the ground. So it's very unlikely it gets to the other end of the pitch and doesn't touch the ground. Or something. I don't know if it touches the ground or if it goes out of bounds, the game ends. I don't know.
Like
in overtime.
Well, I do in Rocket League. I know it's not over till the ball touches the ground, but I realise that's Rocket League.
Yeah.
Like most things I know about football come from Rocket League.
I think in football it's just as soon as like the ball goes off the pitch or an event happens that causes the play to stop, then they just
I
blow the
thought
whistle.
football was weird in that the referees have like discretion on how much extra time they grant. So when it's overdue, then it's over when the referees say it is.
They do, but they have to declare how much time that is at the 90-minute mark. So it hits 90 minutes and they say, okay, it's 4 minutes of extra time.
Can they say
and
like
then you know
6 weeks?
94 minutes. Gross. So, what's like a tennis match?
Almost like a tennis match.
Those go on for ages, don't they? Like sometimes.
Yeah.
Tennis matches last until one
And they're
person
really boring.
is more than a certain number of points ahead of the other one. So in theory, a tennis match can go on forever. Well, Brett, you're our resident not playing this game because you're a miserable fuck. What is the longest tennis match?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Let's say longest professional tennis match.
I'm going to say 4 days. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously not non-stop. They do stop for sleep and stuff.
Okay, anyone else want to make a guess?
2 weeks.
Do they have to have rules for bathroom breaks and such?
Yeah, they don't just keep playing. You have to be a certain number of points ahead. You don't just keep playing until one person falls over dead.
Apparently, the longest professional tennis match was in 2010, and it was 11 hours and 5 minutes at Wimbledon.
Oh. Hey, Max, you and Wiles
one
off.
One match.
There's definitely been matches
yeah,
that
I
gone
did
on
think
to
it
the
was quite
next
long,
day. Yeah, I thought we'd had matches that had finished on day one and then carried on day two.
Well, if it's 11 hours, it probably would, right?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
Like, if you're starting at like 2 or 3 p.m., you're going to finish at 2 a.m., right? Or 1 a.m.
Again, you're asking me questions I don't know. I
I don't know. I don't know if I take a break or what, but yeah.
Well, I asked you to look it up, and now you're asking me.
Do we need Class A?
Didn't Class A
Oh, on the
yeah.
Wikipedia page. Yeah.
Just 'cause I want to try something.
So apparently, yes, so they do split up. That 11 hour and 5 minutes match was done over 3 days.
Over 6 weeks.
No, over 3 days they did that. So I guess they did like 3.5 hours and stopped or something.
You just get too knackered to keep going, wouldn't you?
Well,
I mean, I think
yeah.
that's why they take breaks, Max.
I mean, that's a bit like boxing. I mean, you go, oh, you'll get knackered if you keep getting punched. Well, that's why you're there. But yeah,
that doesn't carry on indefinitely, does it? There's a health concern and there's a points system now, so they can't just go you win because you've lasted the longest over.
yeah. I think
the issue with the football.
I think with tennis, part of it is
endurance sports.
lag.
Ugh,
I think
that was nasty.
yeah, me too. I think with tennis, part of the point is lasting as long as you can. Like that's kind of part of being good at tennis is having that stamina. Fuck.
So won't having an extra day of rest like really mess up with the endurance elements there?
I mean, they're both getting the same amount of rest, right?
Yeah, but if you can go 8 hours, the
We
other guy
don't know
can be
that.
asked
You just turn
6.
up and play.
Well, you do know that because if it's going over 3 days, Max, then you know they have the same time period between.
Same time, at the same time playing, not the same time. Well, depends what you're defining as rest, I suppose.
Not playing tennis in this case, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's my point. They may be sleeping terribly, they may be sleeping really well, maybe drinking too much coffee, not enough coffee, you know, who knows?
Let's be honest, I think they are sleeping
Honestly,
extremely well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're probably sleeping extremely well, especially after that amount of time of tennis, but also because they probably know what they're doing and probably, you know,
And people helping them.
Yeah, and they're healthy probably.
People helping them get to sleep.
No, helping them with their, you know, commitments.
But like laundry and stuff.
Or whatever. But yeah.
Whoa, too fast, Jay.
you.
Too fast, Max.
For some reason, with like a commitment statement, I'm imagining like a priest that like, haha, would you like to get married after this tennis match just halfway through?
Yeah, I
You
can't.
obviously don't have children.
Well, I assume you can.
Children need lots of looking after.
Yeah,
you know.
but that's what
Plus you have bills.
that's what
you know,
nannies are for.
So you have to like pay your bills and things. No, you don't pay bills.
Professional athletes, that should not be a problem.
Yeah, I really doubt they have struggled with that.
Yeah.
At least
But
not as much
the
as the average person.
The point is that you know, there are people on the team that help with all the things that you would normally worry about. So it's like you can get a good night's sleep in theory. You're getting fed and whatever.
Yeah, they don't finish a tennis match,
don't
then
know
go
how it
home
works.
and wash the dishes, cook dinner, put the kids to bed, do their taxes.
Well, they might, but you don't know.
I
So,
I suspect at the
Didn't ask.
professional tennis level, I suspect not.
Yeah.
I mean, not unless the tennis match happens to be near your house, anyway.
Yes. Daft question. When we're in the air, does
Yes.
this game think squeezing the accelerator makes you still accelerate in the air?
No,
Or do you sort of
but
lose?
accelerating while you're in the air will make the car tip backwards. You're
Right.
spinning a wheel in the opposite direction.
So
If it's
I
rear-wheel
tried to
drive
think of the
car
football
and you
one again,
accelerate, you will make the car nose rise. Because you're spinning a mass
So-
in one
right.
direction, so therefore you have to spin another mass in another direction.
So the issue with that, trying to find that football stat, is all the stats that come up are ones to do specifically with just goalies in any sport. So it's all filled with hockey stuff. Apparently, hockey goalkeepers have the most common
If you
amount of goals scored.
if you accelerate with a front-wheel drive car in the air, the rear of the car will lower. If you brake in a rear-wheel drive car, the nose will tip downwards, and if you brake in a front-wheel drive car in the air, the rear will come upwards.
Even in the air, I guess I understand that, like the conversation of like angular momentum means that if something is spinning, something else must be counter-spinning.
Yep. Also, I mean, I don't think the game simulates this because it's a bit more esoteric, but when you accelerate a car in the air, it should also roll counterclockwise for most cars because you are spinning the centrifuge. Not centrifuge, what's it called? Not prop shaft. What's it called? Flywheel.
Can we just take this moment to acknowledge that such a show could beat us for once?
Did he? I thought I was in first place.
Mm.
God damn it.
Everybody but you.
I thought I was in first. I wasn't paying it. I was so busy just driving around going, wee, this car is so hard to drive.
I think I was second.
Show became in second.
I've gone down to B's.
I like
Wasn't there a new car already that was a B class?
I don't know what.
Random articles on Wikipedia now, I'm curious.
We're going to get longest tapeworm or something. Most
entirely possible. I don't know. Wait. Does Wikipedia have not safe for work stuff on it? On like.
Well, yes. Look up genital piercings, for example. I guarantee you it does.
But do you reckon that's on the random page button?
I don't know. Why don't you look
I feel
up?
like it wouldn't just to stop kids from seeing them.
Keep clicking random until the anal bleaching page comes up, because there was quite a lot of controversy over that. Because initially it was a big fat bloke showing his bleached arsehole, and then they changed it to and I quote the page, an attractive lady's arsehole, and they're like, why are we doing this? This isn't supposed to be for beauty. And it's like, oh god.
Oh, hold on, what happened there? I changed. Oh bollocks. Okay, so. Don't miss it, guys. I've put a card to too high a class by upgrading.
Unfortunately, anal bleaching has no pictures on it anymore.
If you read the talk, there's a fascinating argument back and forwards about what sort of person's bumhole should be put on the page.
Quality yours.
Well, I'd rather just a cat, to be honest. You know when you have a cat on your shoulder and they're looking away from you and you scritch their butt and they put their tail in there and it's like the eye of Sauron just looking out.
Yes, those arguments are going to be...
I've not had a cat sit on my shoulder before, to be fair.
Oh, really? I'm trying to encourage... Dora likes sitting on my shoulder, but it's a bit begrudging. Most things she does is begrudging, though.
Yeah,
that's just cats in general, though.
Yeah. My cat started not eating very well.
Oh.
So I changed his diet from purely biscuits to pouchium biscuits, and hoping that they're going to perk up a bit. But he's sort of got off his biscuits completely.
I like your paint job, by the way. No, fuck off!
I said, why? I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, sometimes... I mean, Ajax a couple of times got a cold, and just for a couple of days he just wasn't himself. He would just be, like, mopey and not eat, and then was fine again afterwards, so... It happens.
It sort of lasted a bit longer than that, so... I might take him to the vet, see what the vet reckons.
Is he still excited
about treats? Water out of the garden.
Is he still excited about treats?
I don't know, actually. I haven't given me for a while.
Yeah. If he's still excited about treats, it's probably alright. If he's not, potentially not. Like, if a cat loses interest in food entirely, there's probably something quite wrong. Problem with cats is because of the nature of what they are. They don't tend to complain, whereas a dog will complain. I hurt, this hurts, make it better. Whereas a cat will be like, whatever, my guts aren't actually spilling out after a fight with a crocodile. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm being given random games on the random article page, which is quite amusing. Like Heroes of Gaia, which is some Chinese made game.
That's really, really big. Isn't Heroes of Gaia? I'm sorry.
Is it?
People kept talking about it, and I was like, I don't care. Some weird game.
I mean, maybe the website that it links is no longer active. Oh, the Chinese version is. The English version is. Maybe they don't do an international release anymore.
Isn't World of Gaia basically just saying World of World?
Heroes of Gaia.
Oh,
Heroes
that's it.
of Gaia.
Yeah, okay.
I guess Gaia
But yes,
is
it
a
would be,
personification, so necessarily.
So
if you say World of Luna, it's not like a
shit.
Like,
right.
It's not redundant.
I've had to reset. Damn it. So
How
theoretically
does English
speaking,
word? Is a moon a world?
is the moon a world?
Don't mind
A
me.
world? I don't know what the definition of a world is. Might be something like a self-contained planetary body with an atmosphere. So yes, the moon is a world.
So you have to have like, you know, stuff happening on it, like people living on it.
Well, stuff
World,
stuff
a particular region or group of countries. I guess that's like third world and first world kind of.
Have you got a flag?
Yeah.
It must be mine. I've got a flag.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Have you got a flag
But Max, do you have a headquarters?
and a flag?
No.
It's interesting actually. The Google definition for world doesn't really describe anything about like being like a sphere or anything like that. The
Well,
first
no.
definition is the Earth.
I know that in Finnish the corresponding word does not have implication that it would be a planet. But then you have movies like Waterworld, which
Yeah.
kind of refers to a planetary conception of the world.
Where did everybody go?
I had to
Okay.
reset.
Now,
Then
do
I
that
had to kill Schalke.
Even the only definition that's to do with planets, though, sort of refers to the Earth. It's like another planet like the Earth. Great, thanks.
I think that'll be like sustain. There's an indication that it's just capable of sustaining life, maybe.
But it's not possible. There are no other planets like the Earth because the Earth is clearly flat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mars can, but Mars is a world, but Mars can't sustain life. So that's a stupid definition.
I mean, what if you terraform it or put what do they call it down in the Eden project? You put that sort of dome on it, so you have a sort of forced atmosphere on things. You know.
Or you have a moon with astronauts in them.
Yeah, but it's still a
That make
world.
moon
With
the world.
Yeah, but it's
That
still a
somebody's
world.
living on it.
Well,
You know-
I assume.
In a world.
I assume. I assume a moon wouldn't count as a world because it's orbiting another planet, right?
Well, yeah, but we orbit
That's
the sun,
moon.
and the sun orbits other
Yeah,
things.
but it's not a planet.
We're all orbiting something else.
The sun isn't.
Are you going?
The sun's not a planet, though, right?
C's or B's?
B.
No, it's a star.
Is the sun not a planet? Though? Is the sun not a world?
If it has gone nova, I don't think it can be a planet.
It's
There
too
are
big.
interesting things between a planet and a star. Like, if you're like about to go nova but are not quite enough massive,
Okay,
then it gets.
I have an answer. If a sun orbits another sun, it is a planet.
But how about binary stars then?
Binary.
Ah.
I mean, if they orbit each other, I guess they're technically both planets then.
No, there are some where one sun is sucking the material out of the other sun, but each one's like basically ripping material out of each other.
Can I please no one clip that as the out of context
Universe
quote
are you in
of
where
the
there are two suns?
yeah. So first of all, Max,
Star is
phrasing,
a Hollywood star.
phrasing,
okay.
And yeah, not two suns.
That's sucking up
There
your
is-
sun.
There's only one sun in the entire universe. There are many stars.
I mean, our sun is a specific sun.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like,
our sun.
you
Sol.
could
Sol
refer-
is.
I mean, you could.
Isn't Sol the only sun?
I don't know.
What is a sun?
What is no? There
No,
is. There is
I
only
think
a
it's-
sun.
Named Sol.
Yeah, Sol is the name of. Did you not know that? Wait.
Yeah, but if sun is not the name and the Sol is the name,
Sol is the Latin
sun a
name.
title or
Oh, I don't
a
know.
Latin name and the English name is sun?
I don't know. Brett,
That's how it works.
what's a sun?
I'm looking it up.
Oh, that was a good spin. God, Max is going for it in
Like,
his little
does the
hot
planet
rod.
have a name?
Yeah, Earth.
The term,
Whoa!
the terms sun and star are interchangeable.
What?
but I assume we just named our sun first because obviously
Well,
it's the first one we knew
Should
about.
they
the first one we
radiate
saw.
electromagnetic radiation or light?
Why not both? Excuse me, Brett, Jay.
I was trying to be funny
That's
about
3 times you've taken
previous
me
low
out.
points.
I think you find Jay
Yeah,
twice, and that was anyway. Fuck you, Max.
But yeah, a planet is anything that orbits a sun or star. So if a sun orbits another sun, then it's technically a planet.
Pluto
Yeah.
is not a planet.
Pluto is not a planet because its
It's a
orbital path.
planetoid.
Its orbital path crosses that of another planet, therefore, it's not a planet. No matter what Rick and Morty's
Pluto
episode.
is still kind of. Pluto's technically a planet. It's a dwarf planet.
It's not a planet.
Planetoid.
It's a planetoid. A planet.
It's not a planet.
A planet's orbit cannot cross another planet. That is one of the definitions of planet.
But they reclassified it again?
But
no.
again, this is ages ago, Max.
No, they reclassified it from a planet to a dwarf planet.
Yeah, but a planetoid,
Yes.
dwarf planet.
If you look up dwarf planets, that's in the list. So
Yeah,
what if they changed their minds, or you just did something wrong, or what?
No, it's a planetoid
Isn't
and a
it
dwarf
still
planet. It's exactly the same.
regardless of whether it's a dwarf or not.
Yeah,
Right, oh, fine.
Yeah,
So the same thing.
yeah. Dwarf planet is a phrase. Dwarf is not an adjective in this case.
I mean, Max, they are allowed to change their mind though. Like that's how they changed it to dwarf planet in the first place.
Yeah, because Mackie was bigger than it. That's why.
Yeah, but there are a
No,
lot
it's-
of objects like Pluto in the solar system. So if Pluto is a planet, then we have like hundreds of planets. And with keeping it narrow, what is a planet, we only have like 10 or something like that.
I don't know why you go to all this bother upgrading something you're about to smash up.
People do. People really do. I mean, usually they spend time rather than money, though. The sandstorm, by the way, is very quick. It ain't so good around the corners. It carries too much speed, really. So it's fun, but you've got to brake early.
I've got many silly things on the roof.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen the lawnmower race in this? The Destruction Derby lawnmower
That's like
race?
the first one, I think.
Right, does that mean that?
I would love to see you in your chair doing that.
Does that mean that a black hole can technically be a planet if it orbits a star?
Yes,
Well,
I
it
guess so.
was.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess
Well,
it.
no,
I guess
black holes weren't. They weren't planets. They were stars, Max.
that
Yeah,
didn't.
that's what I'm saying. It was a planet.
Yeah, I think if it orbits a star, it still is a planet. But that means that, wait, no, a world. We mean a world, not a planet. No, it's. Hold on.
Yeah,
That's-
crap.
Celestial body is also one category that might be handy in these
Yeah,
questions, like
Yeah,
this.
well, it fits the same thing here. 'Cause a planet's definition is a celestial body moving in an elliptical orbit around a star.
I think a celestial
But
body just
stars
means
are also celestial bodies.
celestial body
Yes,
just means
so hence why
anything. Celestial body just means anything not on a planet, though. So that's a bit of a broad definition.
Yes, but it's very rare that anything other than the planet would be in an elliptical orbit around a star, usually.
Well, Elon Musk's car is a celestial body. I don't think it's a planet.
Asteroids are not planets.
Comets aren't planets.
Asteroids and comets don't tend to follow an elliptical orbit. They tend to move over time.
Comets are elliptical. Well, the
What
ones that
kind
come
of
back up.
orbit they do have? All of them are elliptical,
Yeah.
at least in a two-body approximation.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
Go
but is it regular elliptical or does it change? Because I imagine it would change.
Not
I
really.
think comets are very. They are like very. The semi-major axis and the major axis are very different.
Max.
I think it's like the comet-shaped orbit, and it's
Ma-
an elliptical one.
Sorry, Max.
Yeah.
Can you stop man-spreading with your front wheels? That's just uncomfortable. Oh, there you go. Thank you. You've lost one.
Yeah, I've lost one, yeah.
Yeah, Brett. What shape do you think things' orbits are if they're not elliptical, please? What other shapes are there? Describe them. I'll tell you. I'll go through some shapes, and you say yes or no. Triangular. The silence is the silence.
Okay,
and no.
I get that. Obviously,
Square.
obviously it would curve around stuff. But my
Rat,
point is,
circle.
would it be? My point is, it wouldn't be regular.
What do you mean regular? Have you played Kerbal?
Like it wouldn't be. I have played. I'd never.
Not enough,
When's the last time I
apparently.
played Kerbal?
I don't know, but
Comets
apparently.
typically hang around a single star.
Yeah, I mean, we are so unbelievably far from anything else. Like a comet would have to travel light years away from us before it be captured by another gravitational influence. There's nothing for miles and miles and miles. Like, not at least 30 miles. Definitely 30 miles at least. Probably a lot more, in fact. But yeah, comets all describe elliptical. They're not round. They are elliptical. I mean, whether or not they're regular doesn't mean anything. There's no such thing as a regular orbit. All orbits are different. They change every time, just by a little bit. Not by any significant amount.
Okay, so I'm looking this up out of curiosity. It's on the NASA website. Apparently, the main distinction for comets and stuff like that is their orbit is extremely elongated.
Yeah.
Like only like
the
this.
property is called eccentricity.
Yeah, basically, rather than the orbit centering on the object, it will be like the end of the ellipse will be like just around the star or around the planet or whatever.
The periapsis.
I don't know the term for it. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought you played Kerbal. How far?
Very long time ago.
How far did you get? And I've got apoapsis, prograde, antigrade, retrograde, antigrade. They're all like burned into my mind after having played it. I didn't
play it for that long.
I learned more about space from that than anything else, and I refuse to believe any flat earther could play Kerbal and not go, yeah, actually, this all makes sense. It all works. Absolutely fine. Definitely.
One of the basic maneuvers is rounding up your orbit, which means making eccentricity near 1, or was it 0?
Circularizing your orbit, yes. I love the way they did that in For All Mankind as well, because they were doing that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing. I understand this. No, who's pushing me?
Person behind you.
There was glee in your voice. I could hear it. No! He's getting away! Kill the one in the dress! Why is this guy's name Bone Hurting Juice? Oh, fun fact for you. At all points during your life, your bones are wet.
Nice.
I mean, technically, if you like... Oh, you're echoing.
Technically
What
what?
are they wet with?
I got put off by the echo.
Innards.
A lube.
Lube. No,
You
No, I
know,
was just say potentially depending on how you die, you could potentially make it so that some of your bones are temporarily not wet before you die.
well, when you die, your bones stop being wet. Obs. One way
Right,
or the
but
other.
you could-
unless
you could still be-
you drown in the ocean.
What if you're an amputee and someone like takes the bone out of your arm and dries it off?
Did you see that
Blood's
picture?
not in your body, is it?
Did you see that
But
picture,
if
by
you're
the way?
walking around
Gone?
and going on, when you are dry, your skin is actually very moist. So we don't call you wet if you have like just used a
Moist.
towel and have completely dried up. You can have moisture on you. So by that definition, bones might not actually be like extra wet.
Well, there's a great picture doing the rounds of a guy in Vietnam, and he was a surgeon, and he had to amputate a soldier's arm, but he kept it as a souvenir. And there's a picture of him a couple of years ago giving it back to the bloke, which is quite an odd picture.
Well, I guess like this question here might be that is wet the right term here? Because wet implies water is on something, and if water's in the something, in this case, there's water in the bone, right?
Okay, so Brett, if I were
Is
to,
it wet?
There are fluids in bone.
Yeah, if I was to push your face, Brett, into a bucket of blood, would you say, my face is wet, Adam? Why did you do that? Or would you go, well, thankfully that's not water, so therefore my face is not wet? No, you wouldn't.
I mean, technically...
I think you'd say other things too, but that would be one of the things you wouldn't say, because your face is wet. And if I squirt oil on your face, it's wet, or WD-40, or silicone.
But it's not just wet. Wet implies it's clean. Also, there's further implications to wet we're not understanding here.
No,
Why is
clean.
wet clean?
If your hands are wet, I give you a towel and you dry them. If your hands are covered in blood, I'm going to go wash your hands. If your hands are covered in something disgusting like oil or something,
I mean,
I'll
that's
go
not,
wash them first.
Yeah, but
that's not because there's a difference there. It's because we find one of those things disgusting and not the other.
If
There's
I-
no actual difference there.
If
The
I,
point is, if you did nothing, water would evaporate. You'd have dry hands.
well, yeah, but
If you
Blood
dip your
was blood,
face
yeah,
in
I know.
flour, it's going to be dry and maybe disgusting.
yeah, I mean, if you wait long enough,
Flour is dry, so it doesn't.
Excuse me, Jay. Yeah, Max, if you wait long enough, your bones will be dry. But you know, for most of your life, your bones will be wet.
Yeah.
One hopes.
But I think DJ is not saying that faces as they are, that they are wet. So why is he saying that bones are wet
Yeah.
in their natural state?
And eyeballs, testicles, and lots of things.
They're lubricated by tears.
Well, yeah, but my bones
Yeah,
are lubricated
probably
by blood or plasma, or I don't know what is inside me.
It's got to be something.
I hope to never find out.
Does the fact that your hands have blood in them, does that make them wet?
Well, the
You
inside
don't
of my
ever
hands.
have like dry hands.
No, because if I have a balloon and I fill it full of water, the balloon is not wet, is it? But if I have a toy car inside the balloon of water, the toy car is wet. So wet refers to the outside of an object, not the inside. Oh, that was very close, Schalke. That's an extremely short track.
Red pants.
Yeah, Max, sorry, you were just such a wonderful target then. I think I spun you 360
Yeah.
on the way into the corner. So,
So-
I apologise for Schalke doing that to you.
So Adam, if I then have a sponge that has like holes in it, and I put water into the holes, and it becomes like you know engorged or whatever, is that then still wet?
Sorry, can we just reverse back to what adjective you use to describe a wet sponge? The word is a
What,
wet
engorged?
sponge.
Is that a bad word?
Not an engorged sponge. Engorged has only got one use, and it's for the gentleman's area, not sponges.
No, that is an apt description. Cause to swell with blood, water, or another fluid. You can use that for a sponge. That's correct.
Okay, Brett, name things other than penises and sponges, because you're wrong, that become engorged, please.
Donkey dicks.
No, that's still penises.
I mean, technically breasts if you've got like breast cancer.
That's not a fluid.
What?
But yeah, I mean,
It's not. I mean,
yes,
isn't it?
a saline injection.
I don't know.
A saline injection into a lady's breast, I would say engorged. Same thing if you're going to inject saline into your scrotum. Yes, it would become engorged, I guess. But this is still all rude things. You need to name something not rude. If I fill a balloon with water, you go, wow, my balloon is engorged with water.
I mean, you could.
Look at my
It would be
collection
so weird.
of engorged water bombs, you weirdo.
I absolutely engorged myself tonight on
That's a
roast
different,
dinner.
that's a different word.
Yes.
Oh,
It's not. Look in the dictionary. I've just.
engorged. Not
Yeah, no,
engorged.
he's right. Yeah, there's a second meaning to engorge, is to eat too much.
Does it have the word archaic
To
next to it?
engorge
It's
oneself.
archaic.
It does say archaic, yeah.
So, if you eat too much of archaic and eat it, you get engorged.
Oh, dum-dum.
Wow, I was doing so well, and I think somebody either pushed me off or accelerated too much.
No, but like you can engorge anything that you can swell with a liquid. So a sponge is probably the best example of that, but I don't know what else. Like maybe
Car sponges don't seem to change size when you get full of water.
Well,
They
they
get-
do if you dry them
noticeably
out, they
heavier.
get smaller.
The synthetic ones.
Yeah, I think real
Ugh.
sponges do.
Right.
This is a very dangerous
Oh,
crossover.
it respawns me right in the middle of the. Yeah, it spawns me right in the crossing of the crossover. Well,
That seems a bit unfair.
spawn me. Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to think
It's
of
okay.
what other objects get larger when they're wet. Maybe like a towel does slightly. Probably
Sugar?
not. That's a very small scale thing, but I guess yeah.
Brett, everything that's
Aye.
absorbent gets bigger when it gets wet. What do you think?
Yeah,
is
but how many absorbent things can you think of?
Tissues.
Like, there's not a lot.
Towels?
It's like
my-
tissues, towels.
my infinite
Oh,
love for
When they get
you?
bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
Towels don't tend to get that much bigger, do they?
They
That's
do-
like a sponge.
well, they do get a
To be
bit.
fair, even if you wash them, they don't get that much bigger.
Yeah, they do get a bit bigger, but I
Bit
mean,
heavy.
Use soluble liquid that is less dense than water.
a soluble liquid that is less dense than water.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't I don't think you can. Can you get soluble liquids?
Polymers.
I think flowers would swell up when they are immersed in this liquid. Make bread, for example.
There really isn't that many absorbent things, is there, that you tend to see
No.
on average? Like I'm googling it, and it's
Flour?
sponge, cotton wool, and fabric are the main three things. Everything else is like
Foodstuffs? They're all foodstuffs.
I mean,
Those little
like
dinosaurs.
cauliflower?
Those little dinosaurs you get in the
Thickness.
eggs, and you put them in the water and they swell up.
Flannels, those sort of
Gremlins?
flannels that come pre... No, they start off dehydrated, so... I don't know.
Cellulose.
God, I can't click on back to lobby. I'm being thrown around by the... Thank you.
Oh, I've unlocked a vehicle. Thank you for that.
AI could not drive this vehicle, so at the end of the race, I just keep crashing into a whole bunch of walls.
I love random things some scientists create. Like, is it Vantablack? The black material that's literally you just can't see any of it?
Yes.
Yeah. But you can see it, but the point is it doesn't reflect.
Well, yeah. So it just looks flat because of it.
Yeah.
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 I would like to see some.
is
I have
hilarious.
never seen any. I would like to.
I think actual is
What?
pretty deep on the micro level. It like has some defense in depth against radiation.
Yeah, it's not a thin
You want to see
coating.
some what?
Vantablack. And pink is pink as
Yeah,
well.
the coatings, that's just spiky.
What would be the funniest thing to paint in Vantablack?
Your face.
Would it be a bad idea to paint like a car in Vantablack so you
Inside of
can't
a
see how far
tunnel.
away it is?
Inside of a tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's an easy answer,
Golf
Brett.
cobbler.
A non-oblate spheroid. Boom.
You say
A
that
what?
black. Is there not another one that guy who bought out
Black is
Pink
black.
Pink made?
Black is black.
Black is black now. isn't
Yeah,
it?
black is black, but Amish Kapoor is not
Yeah.
allowed to buy black is black or pink is pink. And a whole bunch of silliness. Yes, an oblate spheroid is a non-spherical three-dimensional shape that always has a cross-section of the same width. So it's not round, but it rolls like a ball. So this means that if it was covered in Vantablack, it would look like a sphere from all directions, but it's not a sphere.
But you can feel it until it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but your brain would probably just have...
Measure it and prove it.
Yeah.
Or measure it and prove it wasn't.
Well, no,
Well, if you look at it from the side,
if you look at it from any angle, it looks round. But when you touch it, your brain will go, because it looks round. It absolutely looks round. Look it up, Brett. I've 3D printed a couple. They're brilliant because there are all sorts of shapes that basically you can roll them, and they're always round, but they're not round. They're really odd.
the main one.
It's
Main
like
ones
bent
I'm seeing
triangles, isn't it?
The main ones I'm seeing on Google Images look like flat spheres, basically.
It's like the profile of a £1 coin. You know, they're objects of uniform width, but they aren't round. Oh yeah, 2D's obviously just width.
No! Too fast! Bollocks!
Go back.
No, did you survive, Max?
Yes, I lost 20 health points.
Oh. So apparently, I don't know if you saw the movie, apparently Ahmed, what's his face? I can't remember his real name now, is coming back as Jar Jar in the Obi-Wan TV series.
Oh my god, why?
And then people are like,
For kids.
no. Well, that's the thing. To be fair, kids do love Jar Jar. It's just old people who don't. But everyone's like, he's going to come back as a Sith.
And Brian Blessed.
A lot of people actually quite liked him in the Clone Wars TV series. Like they made him at least a little bit more interesting. But yeah.
Oh my god! Yay!
Hard to salvage, I suppose. But
Oh, ow. Who was that?
Trials are not over. No, they are.
That was... I didn't think I was going to make it then. Oh no, I feel bad. Bax, you were doing so well until you got rammed.
Someone also rammed me.
No, you got rammed. That's what I noticed. Yo.
Where is everyone tonight?
I don't know. Maybe they're all getting ready for going to a pub next week, indoors. If you're very brave.
Dinner.
I'm playing
What
some
kind of special preparation one would use to be ready for that?
A
more alcohol.
A trim.
Trim.
No. So you want to look good when you are wasted and will behave very well.
Yeah, when you turn up in the paper.
Oh dear.
Yeah, when you're on Crime Watch. Look, it's me. Look, I look great.
Next weekend, me and some friends have actually organised to do some D&D for the first time, so that should be fun.
You don't have a vaccine. Play fast and loose with your life.
I mean, I guess. I mean, we'll probably like wear masks and stuff. But, like,
if you die, can I have your stuff?
Make sure you kiss yourself first.
Can you have my stuff?
Simple yes
I mean,
or no.
literally all of us that are doing it like working from home. Most none of us have really like been out in the last 3 or 4 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, you are young. You're probably okay. Like, yeah, you really are.
Right. We're also all gamers and super unsociable, so the odds of us actually having it are extremely low anyway.
I thought I was taking a really dodgy inside line to try and avoid getting smashed. And everyone's like, okay, inside your inside line.
That's
like,
because you were going so slowly, which is correct. I had to slam on just to... There's one for the highlight reel. Damn it, 360.
I was somewhat successful in mitigating that. I think I heard you coming.
That's what she said. But yeah, you're quite like Max. Braking early and taking the corner carefully and coming out at speed is a good way to avoid being shoukered.
Being shoukered.
Well, I think Shouker just shoukered himself.
Yes.
This car's rather good, by the way.
Somebody else.
It's front-wheel drive, so I can actually power out and around the corner rather than having to rely on drifting.
Oh.
Go!
Adam, do you mind if I ask Max? Do you mind if I ask Max a religious question? Like, not only a small one because I'm curious.
I don't mind if you're asking anybody anything. Apart from where did you stick?
I didn't want to start anything, but like, yeah. Max, I was curious from the other week because I think at one point we were talking about Jesus or something. But I was curious. What do you think Jesus looked like?
Hold on,
based on your religion?
Before you go in here,
What?
I know the answer to this. There are only 2 things we know about what Jesus looked like. 2. 1, he was bigger than a baby. Luke 2:13, I think. And 2, he was smaller than a temple. And that's the only descriptive things in the Bible. Happen to know that one.
It was supposed to be plain looking.
I don't think.
I mean, whatever people in the Middle East looked like in those days.
Yeah, I don't
Brown,
think,
basically. But
yeah.
in the sun a lot. So.
I guess we've got the Michelangelo depiction of Jesus a lot.
So yeah, everyone
very,
has their own
very
idea,
handsome, curly-haired bloke.
Very white.
Well, I mean, he was from
very
Italy.
White and blue-eyed. You know.
That's because that's what.
Italians.
Yeah, Italians. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, bigger than a baby and
Come on,
smaller
Jay,
than
what
a temple,
happened?
which I love.
I think. Oh, you've only got 3 wheels. I wish they'd get rid of once you've chosen one. I wish they'd get rid of this menu a bit sharper.
Yeah, it's just interesting because that's like that long-haired brown, long brown hair white guy is like the most common representation of it.
Did they have scissors back then? I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
I mean, they must have had a shear sheep.
Yeah,
so if they sheared sheep, must have had scissors to cut people's hair.
Yeah, scissors go back a long way.
They definitely cut Samson's hair. So if Samson's hair was before Jesus, then he must have had scissors. That sort of technology. So I don't know.
Yeah, you would have had flint knives.
You could have made his hair short. Could have made his hair long. Huh?
Yeah, you would have had flint knives a very long way back as well. So yeah, you would
I'm just
saw
imagining
hair.
chopping hair with like a cleaver.
Well, yeah. Interestingly, I wonder how many like if I were to go to Africa, and show them a picture of a Western Jesus, if they had any clue. Because if I
Oh, is it, who's this sort of thing?
yeah, long hair, beardy, a white thing, Jesus. Like everybody knows that's sort
Sort
of
of like an Arab, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, but he'd look like
I thought it was wears white things.
yeah, but I mean, Jesus is white bloke, beardy, long brown hair. Like that's the Western Jesus. But I wonder how
Western
many.
eyes.
Yeah, but I wonder if like Brazil would go, I don't know who the fuck that is, or would they go, oh yes, that's.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the bloke
Brazil
next door.
doesn't Brazil have that giant statue of that kind of figure?
Well, yeah, but
Christ Redeemer or whatever
he
it's
is.
called.
Yeah, but he is
Yeah.
made of marble rather than. Like,
True, but he does have that long hair stuff, right?
I suspect it would be
yeah,
sacrilege to go up and colour in his beard, Brett. So don't.
See, now I've just got the image of Jesus with an afro.
Well,
Religion
He was
has
Jewish,
like a-
so
Yeah.
you know
Sort
whatever
of
the Jewish
DNA
heritage
above.
was. Yeah. So I don't think an afro, but
But yeah, I mean,
you
a
know,
lot of people.
That's the problem. The short answer is we don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of people back then would have
Does it
had
matter?
dreads as
Not
well.
really.
Like dreads were very, very common in hot countries because
wash
they're
the hair.
easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Like Egyptian culture was very much
maybe
about
the cult.
that.
Yeah.
Wow!
I mean, washing wasn't as popular as it is these days. Oh my god, I've gone outside and done a single thing. I need to get in the shower yet again for the umpteenth time. That sort of thing.
So what we're saying, Brett, is that Jesus had long hair and probably smelled, which would have been par for the course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And women probably didn't shave their legs.
Oh, you big nose! Blessed are the cheesemakers! What? Watch it, big nose!
Like, in the Amazon there are like wild humans, and you could genuinely have the question on whether they should be introduced to the bigger society.
So wild humans.
They're trying to preserve these sort of ancient societies where they've not really had much contact with the outside world, and they don't want to sort of ruin them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wild humans implies
I think
the
there
existence of
are
pet
even
humans,
stories
by the way.
about how they get transformed. Like, they get clothes and then running water, and then there's McDonald's, and you think, oh, happy them of being able to be the customers of McDonald's.
Yeah,
Did we do them a service of introducing them to the wider world?
No, I mean, there are a number of tribes, like they're on islands, and you're not allowed to go within 15 miles of them. They are not quite protected species, but similar sort of setup, and you're not allowed there. And every so often, it was a couple of years ago, I think it was a bunch of Christian missionaries went there to convert them and got killed because they do not take kindly to strangers coming on their island. And there was a thing went round about it saying, do not go to this island. You are not allowed. No one is allowed. We have a ship that will stop you going to it. But these people sneaked in to... it might not have been Christian. It might have been other. It was definitely a religious venture to convert this island. Which, I mean, good luck. Did you expect to land and then to speak English?
It's got a Bible full of words. That'll work. Oh, fuck. Why does it keep doing this to me? I changed the card and it goes, no, you haven't changed it.
Yeah, you have to click and wait.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go for last.
So what happens? I've been keeping an eye, and when we're all at the beginning, it hammers the disc, all the textures off the disc. It seems to take quite a while.
I would think the game plan would involve learning the local language.
It's impossible.
Well, I don't know, impossible.
Because you turn up and they kill you.
Well, yeah.
I kill you!
But you're going to have a hard time.
Oh, okay, very, very difficult.
Yeah, how do you start with? Can you teach me the local language, please?
Yeah, not gonna happen, is it?
I can
feel like eating you or whatever.
Well, I think these particular one, they're fishing.
I'm getting sounded by a hearse!
Remember, if you live on a small island, you're probably not cannibals. You're probably fish-based.
Possibly, yeah.
The pocket rocket has the advantage that cars will jump over you rather than into you.
Oh, right.
I found this interesting BBC article. I remember being on BBC News at one point. They took like an old skull from the time period where Jesus was around that was like an average shape of the face of a person, and they sort of went like with like some random technology shit, I don't know, and sort of tried to recreate the face of what that kind of person would look like.
Yeah, there's been a lot because a lot of those facial reconstructions take into account what the person reconstructing it thinks they should look like. Like, bones aren't mad. They are a bit different, but they're not enormously different, but nowhere near as different as you being a fat bloke.
Yeah, you just can't tell that.
There's also this one which I thought was quite interesting. But this one they fed in AI a bunch of
people
art from around that time that was like hand painted art of the person, and tried to piece together what it might have looked like, which is an interesting thought.
I can't imagine that's going to come out as anything other than a horrendous mess. Like, have you seen...
It doesn't actually look that bad.
Have you not seen the hilarious medieval pictures where people are drawing cats and they're just drawing, like, bears? Like, we didn't invent perspective until, like, the 17th century. Like, before then, people just couldn't draw shit. And there's a great one, like, there's loads of these. I come across, I'll link them, they're brilliant memes. But, like, someone tried to draw a baby, they just drew an old bloke, but small, in a woman's arms. And it's like, wow. But it wasn't until the sort of Renaissance period where we actually got good at drawing. I mean, even a little bit good at drawing.
And one draws us a conclusion, or can we draw from the convention of anime that modern humans can draw humans?
Well, no, we can draw now, but only because we have
the tools
rules.
and right sort of paper, having level desks. Because there's several things you need to be able to draw nicely. Surely.
Well, it's
flat surface, decent bit of paper, decent tools.
Well, it's not that so much because I mean, even by 13th century, we had decent tools. Big canvases and stuff, but no one had worked out perspective. It wasn't a thing. 2-point perspective, 3-point perspective.
I get to dote on a picture of my own dead corpse and I can by it.
Adam, how could they have perspective when the Earth is flat? There's no roundness to it.
Oh, what? And now spawn and die.
Around us.
Wow.
There's perspective
nice.
in space.
Yeah.
Something really weird happened then. You guys missed it. When the car normally resets, I reset to the middle of the track and then immediately got run over and knocked off my car again.
Oh, because you're in the pocket rocket. Yes, quite fragile. But yeah, perspective is a relatively recent invention, and there's just this entire
3D perspective.
Well, yeah, I mean, but perspective. So drawing something, little things like if you're drawing a bloke on a horse, the bloke on the horse should be approximately the right size. There are brilliant paintings of tiny bloke, tiny horse, giant bloke, giant horse, a bloke on a horse, and they're both normal size relative to each other, but they're standing next to someone who must have been about 9 inches tall. Just they had no concept of perspective or framing. It just wasn't there. There was no one got trained in it, and no one could say that's a good picture, that's a crap picture, and they were pretty much all crap.
Why is there a welding sound when I put wheels on?
Because, you're welding the wheels on so they don't fall off.
Yeah.
Which is sensible. If you're never going to take the wheels off again, this is the car's last journey, you might as well weld them on.
What the fuck's on there? It's not coming off. Yeah. Oh, wow.
A little bit of Loctite on there.
I do wonder what it would be like if such perspective we are missing. Like some eternal thing. Like it seems like mathy thing to have. Have perspective.
I mean, we can. Well, if you look at the pictures from the old days, I wonder if they went, "Wow, that looks brilliant," or "The fuck have you drawn? What's this supposed to be? That's supposed to be a cat."
They just pat him on the head and be like, "You did great, son."
Yeah, well done.
You did good, son.
But yeah, I think a lot of it was drawn by monks who hadn't really got out very much, and certainly hadn't been taught how to draw. Hey, J-Man. I am a pogger. Brett, am I a pogger, Brett?
I know what a pogger is.
On the next pog?
Jay, have you really put a spoiler on a Volvo? I'm telling Volvo, and they're not going to be happy.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, it depends, are they saying poggers or pogger?
P-O-G-G-E-R. Poggers.
Okay, I just put a pogger in the Discord
One
chat
who
for
pogs.
you.
Yeah, I know what a pog is. I'm cool. I'm not like Izzard. Too much, Schalke.
Managed to speed away.
Yeah, you did a great job speeding away. Sorry, what was that? You stopped talking half with your sentence. Over. Oh, wrong button. That wasn't me. That was him. That was me.
That was you.
Oh, I've got bits of my car and my camera. So, something to do with Jupiter is Jovian, and something to do with Earth is Terran. Do we have a better word than Martian? Or is it just that Martian is the cool word? I've just heard it too much.
Probably
Martian is the correct word.
Ah.
It's also it's very overused as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, H.G. Wells.
I mean,
what's the word for Earth?
Terran.
Is it Earthling or something else?
Earthling? Greetings, Earthling!
Terran over.
See, that spoiler really helped me there, Adam.
I forgot you were.
but I mean, isn't Venus supposedly also potentially livable as well? To a lesser degree
a
than
bit,
Mars,
yeah.
But it's more dangerous, but it has more resources that are viable.
Venusian, yes.
Wasn't one of the planets if they sent a nuke up and nuked it, it released the oxygens in the
I think
ice.
that's like most moons, to be honest.
I think if you
But
blow up
probably
any,
Mars.
if you blow up any ice, you will release radioactive water.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure it's a good plan, all things considered.
Yeah. Poison the water.
No, they something a documentary I watched years ago. It was probably bullshit at the time. But they said something like if a nuke had gone off on the ice, it had released the oxygen that's trapped within it and create an atmosphere on the planet and make it habitable.
I think it's a bit more complicated than that. I said, do you guys remember when Trump asked, could we drop a nuke in a hurricane to make it stop? And everyone's like, lol, could you? But I was like, well, can you? Like, is that a thing? What would it do? And I think Kurtzigstag actually did a video on it. Because I'm like, would that not work? I'm not suggesting you do it in the same way that a nuclear blast also would cure COVID of you, for example. But wouldn't it just disintegrate because there'd be a huge area of high pressure where the nuke was? Wouldn't that disband the hurricane? I'm sure someone did the maths on this.
Maybe. Honestly, Kurtzigstag videos are great.
Rotational thing, so
Yeah.
not like counteract the spin at all.
But you would because you'd add an outward force. So if you add an outward force, something is rotating, starts to rotate slower.
Then the outward force will cease, and then the surroundings are kind of saying they will reform the tornado.
Again, I'm not suggesting this is a good way of spinning. I'm not saying this is a good way of stopping tornadoes.
Way of spinning.
Yeah, I start to spin. Oh, there are so many cars coming away. I keep meaning to put it on more laps. We're getting a bit better at surviving now, apparently. Out of my way, noob. So remember, the best way to take a corner is too fast and use another player as a brake.
That will make the most friends too.
Well, no, it will make the most impact. Okay, I'm back up to 4th now from my terrible start. Matt, what are you doing? You were just spinning.
Trying to stop myself from
Like, because you were spinning, and all I could do
too
was
much
just
power. I can't get the power down.
yeah, just drive into you and help you spin more.
Yes, I can't seem to steer very well from this. So.
Okay, I'm catching Jay up now.
All the power, but no bloody steering.
What are you in the sandstorm?
No, this is the Ripper or something. Bandit
Oh
or something?
yeah, that's rear-wheel drive. Yeah, because the sandstorm's four-wheel.
Yeah, it's like, put the power down.
It's four-wheel drive. It's awesome, but yeah, it's more than a bit twitchy. Now, if Jay screws up, I've got it.
17th. Wow.
Okay, I've only got one possible
I think I'm going
option.
to be... fucking hell.
Hi, Jay.
I'm doing donuts on the corners.
Worth a try. Ah. Vicar fallen. So I did.
Everybody's found me. Oh, no.
So I did put a comment in the chat, by the way, about the starting grid. It's obviously utter bollocks. The starting grid is supposed to be in reverse order of your best lap. It's obviously not true.
You seem to be going down the list, DJ. You could just quit now and we can move on with the next one.
No, I was right on you, and then I just got clipped.
I know, I saw.
18. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so Max,
you
you
coming towards me, and I was like, wait.
So yeah, Max, you were
Yeah,
spinning.
power.
Too much. Yeah, try the trophy runner. It's 4-wheel drive, so it's quite heavy, but it goes on corners better.
So I just flipped back to the car selection and it immediately dropped it onto 3 wheels. I'm like, but it's supposed to have 4? Where's the 4th one? Sorry, Jay.
Oh, we're upgrading our trophy runner. Is that how we're doing it, Jay? I see.
Oh. No.
You should get,
Set it back to standard if you like.
you should get double points. No, it's all right. You'll be in front on the first corner. I'm sure that won't go terribly for you at all.
You're right.
See, this is where the thing. Oh, fuck. I'm in the middle of upgrading.
If you cancel the race, I will remove my upgrades.
No, it's fine. I'll
Although
just...
there is someone else.
So the one with the rubber duck, let's see.
And I've got the duck to slow me.
Fuck off! Oh, fuck off! Well, this has not gone according to plan. Right, I'm in 20th. So that means that... Oh, Schauker's in front.
No, you're not. I am.
No, I'm in 20th.
Yeah. Putting some of the crazy AI out.
So Schalke should be overtakeable now, I think. But I think I may have also suffered myself a bit. How the hell?
It's a good break. Crash on other people.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I was just on the wrong side of the road trying to overtake people. I'm being abused here.
Well, this is what I don't like. Now I'm getting spun. I can't see where I'm going because the camera insists on looking at me
Have
from
you
the
changed
front.
the options that I list you every time you bring this up?
I thought I had, but I don't remember.
I suspect there's an option marked "Don't ever look back," which is the one you want, probably.
Right.
But you can set different look back behaviors for different game modes as well. Like, I'm an internal view, so it doesn't bother me. I only use the look back button if I need to. And then, not even then, most of the time. How are the AI so broken and I'm so far in behind?
Because that truck sucks.
There's a zero help thing right in front of me. How I'm not supposed to wreck that? It's not called Hackfest.
Okay, so everything behind me is now DNF.
Congratulations.
Although I am last, I'm not 20th. Thanks, Schalke's AI. You should get special points for destroying someone
much,
after they finish the race. Fuck.
You're not going to finish the race like that.
I keep doing that. I'll spin so much I end up facing into immediately directly into the curve of the corner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish backwards because, you know, I'm that close. Perfect. Okay, maybe not. I'm losing place there and I'm that close to the front. But I think the reason it's 3. Once I go more than 3, things get very heavy.
The AI is still trying to take you out, even though you're like...
Yeah. Absolutely psychotic.
Final lap. I'm not holding my breath to actually win. Win. No. 28 seconds.
Completely, you mean?
Yeah, 28 seconds left. But there's just 12 DNFs behind me. Sorry, 8 DNFs behind me.
Yeah, I don't think I like that truck. There's no strength.
I think you have to upgrade the armour.
It bounces like a mother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
horrible.
it is very high, but doesn't suffer from the same problems of oversteer that the sand... Oh, it says finished. Alright, I guess that counts as something. 11th, apparently.
Well done.
What's the one where we drive around the outside? It's slightly triangular. And I'm looking on the mic. Oh,
I
bugger.
don't know what you mean.
It's not
I don't know the name of
on
it.
my list is out of date.
Time to go.
cassette tape or what?
Sorry, what, Schalke?
Triangular.
It's a triangular one, yeah. What's it called?
Back in a sec.
Is it Madman Stadium?
Oh my god.
No.
So I'm just scrolling through Reddit and I came across a post with like a woman in a video explaining like how she wants her first date to go, and the top rate of response is, "My mum will pick you up and bring you back to me. You will come upstairs and see my battle station. I will show you my Steam library. You will not comment on the amount of adult hentai games in my collection. You will not comment on the piss jugs or poop socks. If you require nourishment before we mate, stamp your foot loudly on the floor 3 times, and mother shall bring you chicken tendies."
Chicken tendies?
Yeah, do you not know what a
Nuggets.
chicken tendy is?
No. Ah.
Anyone remember what
It's
this
a
track's
more of an
called?
American term, I think.
Is it Tri-Bend Speedway? No.
Yes.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not that one I was thinking of. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go and grab a drink and rearrange my fan because I literally have sweat. So now is a good time either to have a bathroom break or to upgrade your car. So I shall be back in, or cars. So I shall be back in just a moment, and hopefully less sweaty.
Hello. We changing cars or are
We're going plus A.
different?
I'm buying new ones.
And then you can buy cars.
Go back up to them.
Where? I thought cars had to be unlocked.
Some do, some don't.
I guess it's a combination of buying and unlocking.
Okay. And where's this garage, did you say?
I think market and garage are different things.
Ah, you know, I didn't know that was there. Ooh, yeah, pretty. I might regret that, but I think not. I just spent all of my money on a single car. Can anyone else hear Adam's microphone going absolutely
Yes.
doolally?
Yeah. It's open mic.
Yeah. Is it pinched cable in the chair or is it the USB thing?
Just, I don't know. Stuff.
I just bought a car and I've got no idea what it was.
Yeah, that's to me.
Zebra, I mean, I've been to a number of destruction derbies and there's very rarely any fire. And if there is, they do tend to put it out. Like, oops, something catches fire, they'll go and fix it. Right, let's start on C's then. So yeah, with electrical fires, because obviously, you know, the destruction derbies of the 2060s will probably almost entirely be electric cars, won't they?
Well, yeah.
I can imagine the lithium-ion fires in that one.
Again, having watched a number of destruction derbies, there's very rarely petrol fires. I mean, there is, they stop.
Have you seen the amount of shit that gets involved in the petrol tanks in those?
Yeah, it's very, very, very
When
hard
my
to
brother
punch.
done his job, the tank had to be like triple wall and fucking absolutely insane safety features.
It's extremely hard to puncture a fuel tank on a modern car. And yet there are 67,000 cars that catch fire in the US every year. Whereas there's a couple of electric cars catch fire every year, and people seem to talk about that a lot. But yeah, people, it's weird going, oh, you know, it's dangerous, all of this.
Video that sorry.
Video of what?
Did you see the video that was posted the other day of the kid's scooter that caught light while he was riding it? That they had modified it, put a 72-volt battery in it, and the thing just went up in flame with fucking lipo cells exploding all over the place.
Well, I think that's a lot of it. Is you don't
guys...
really realise how much power is in an electric car. Because I had my garage, my Impreza garage. They posted a thing about you know, if you're stuck in an electric car and you know it's cold and you have to sit in your car overnight, you can't run the engine overnight, so you'll die of cold because there's no heaters. I'm like, well, first of all, they've all got fucking heaters. What are you talking about? Secondly, I can't remember off the top of my head, but a Tesla can run a 2-bar heater for like 200 hours. So the amount of energy required to drive a car around is enormous, and it's certainly enormous compared to just blowing a bit of hot air at you to keep you warm.
Yeah.
But I don't think they realise that. So when you start messing around with, you know, batteries in scooters and things, it's a very bad idea. Also, hey, Si, and go on, Brett.
Hello.
I was going to say, you guys might not agree with this, because I know some of you guys are kind of car guys, but I don't really care that much about what my car sounds like. I kind of prefer it if it's quieter.
What's the
because
coolest
I like
car
being
you've
able
ever
to listen to
driven
my
in?
music without... as in been in, or like...
Been it? What's the coolest car you've
Actually
been in
driven
and
myself.
listened to? And
I
Doc
mean,
Civic does not count.
yeah, I don't really care that much about I don't really care that much about the sounds. Like I don't know, like probably like I got the chance to go in I think it was one of the higher end Teslas that my cousin hired for his wedding.
Yeah,
as their wedding car.
That's not, no, my point
That's
is,
quite cool.
so the audio guy I worked with the Codemasters, the audio programmer, he didn't think much of car engines. So he came out in the Impreza the first time, and you could just see this grin on his face when you realise how much power there is and how it's all linked to the sound.
Oh yeah, no, I mean don't get me wrong. I understand why people like it, but in terms of general use, I would prefer my car to be almost silent so I can listen to the music that I'm listening to or something.
Yeah.
without having to, like,
Entertainment
kill my
is
ears.
more important than the vehicle that's driving you around for your safety.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
like, if it's like for
Mad.
yeah.
But my point is, Brett, you aren't in a
There was
position to
some in
judge.
your car.
What you've just said is, I've never had an orange, but I don't like oranges. So you've never tried it. Like when I first got in a Ferrari, and you hit 8,000 revs, and the whole monocoque resonates with the engine. The monocoque is tuned to resonate with the car. It is an unbelievable sound. It just like you are enveloped in the sound and the feel of the car. It's amazing.
Yeah, and my point is I understand that, but I don't know if I want that to be my everyday car.
No, probably not. I've got a baffle I can put in my Impreza's exhaust if I need to. My V-twin. Conversely,
I guess my point is like.
Yeah, go on.
I guess my point is my preference would be that a car. I don't want to say silent because maybe that's dangerous for people outside of the car, but
Only
quiet
stupid
enough
people.
that I can listen to. Yeah, quiet enough to listen to like music or whatever I'm listening to without having to turn it up to loud enough that it might damage my ears. But then what I'm saying is I prefer the standard to be quiet and then have the option to turn the sound on if I want to, essentially.
Say
Do you
converse.
think listening to music in a car is a good environment to listen to music?
I mean, what else am I going to do in the car while I'm driving? Like,
Pay
I
attention
don't-
to the
I
road.
don't know what you do in your car. Yeah.
I mean, I paid attention to the road while listening to music. It's not like.
One of the things that I was taught was never to have the radio on or any of that shit, especially when we was responding, because not only distraction, but you can't hear what's going on around you.
Oh, this is what I mean though. If the engine's quiet enough, I can have the music on quiet.
In
Wow.
the same argument as that,
Wow.
I am walking down the road and I can't hear a vehicle because my hearing aids don't pick it up or it's not loud enough for me to hear. And I, for some reason, don't look before I leave. I'm going to end up getting bloody run over.
So let me get this straight, Brett. You don't like loud music. You don't like cars that sound cool. Wow, you're fun.
I mean, I like cars that sound cool. I just wouldn't want to drive one that's obnoxiously loud all the time.
Well, I take your point. I do, but I've got primarily 2 motorbikes. One of which is unbelievably and incredibly fast, and the other one is not. And the one that's not, I only keep it because of the noise. It makes such a good noise. It brings a huge grin to my face. Conversely, if I'm travelling more than 5 or 10 miles in it, I've got to wear earplugs because I will.
Yeah.
Because
I
because
guess...
the exhaust is on my right, I'll only get the right hand side of my head ringing. It's not both sides of it. It's just this one.
So, I guess my point would be, I wouldn't mind being the guy that has the awesome sounding car on a track day or on the motorway, but I wouldn't want to be that guy that you hear like zoom at 2 a.m. in the morning past your house.
No, but that's where foldable baffles are a good thing. Ironically, I lose a little bit of power with the baffle in. It's not an appreciable amount. I do lose a little bit, and it does sound much less cool in the Impreza. However, with the baffle out, it's so loud I can't hear the tyres screeching on the track, which is not good. So in that particular case, I would want it to be nice and quiet.
Yeah, I mean, on a track, I don't think I care, to be honest. I guess.
Windows down or windows up?
You have to have the windows, usually about half an inch at the top, but you're not allowed to have them down. So if you roll, your arm will fall out. Incidentally, Brett, if you're on a racetrack, the last thing you're allowed is a loud car. Almost no tracks allow you to have loud cars. Very rare.
It was an example of a situation where I'd be like, okay, it'd be cool to have that. But,
but to the point where a stock transit van is not allowed on Goodwood on the quiet days. That's how loud it is, or quiet it is.
Well, I guess my point is less. The loudness and more that like I would respect having a car with a nice sound on a track day rather than loud sound. I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't really care to hear other people's cars going past my house at 2 a.m.
Well,
I'd rather they be silent at that point in the day.
And when there are children playing on your lawn, you have a shotgun to get them off, or.
In America, yeah.
Use your voice to.
Get off my lawn!
You have the shotgun.
Okay, I have to switch camera view.
Right, and people use your
Garden
use
as a
your
shot.
grass as a shortcut.
Well, Max, it's your garden. If you want to build a trap in your garden, like a hole, and then cover it up, you are allowed to. Just don't put spikes on. That is frowned upon.
Right.
Get out of the way, Jay.
People to the Nolliver.
The town get a say in that
I
too.
was trying to turn round, you bastard.
To be fair, though, I think my opinion on driving is quite skewed anyway. But
sorry, Jay, did you say go around? But I got 200 points for doing that.
No, I said I was trying to turn around.
I know, but I got 200 points for that. Yes, fake live stream. You are very right. This is not SnowRunner. I'm currently strapped into a motion chair, which incidentally is I forgot to resync. I'm an idiot. Oh, and drink that. Yes, I'm strapped into a motion chair, so I can't go and change it to SnowRunner. I can't reach anything.
But yeah, I guess maybe my opinion is kind of skewed on this because I don't really care that much for driving in general. Like, if I could have a self-driving car right now and do something else while going from one place to another, I absolutely would.
Oh yeah.
You can get that.
No, not level 5.
It's called a taxi.
Well,
yeah,
Once we're on this up,
that's not a self-driving car,
one
man.
thing I will
It
agree,
is.
lad.
To go and drive somewhere. And it goes where you want
What
to go.
kind of
Yeah, the
taxi
car
makes
is
you
driving
drive it?
hold on a sec, Max. Are you
It
saying?
also means you don't have to pay to own it.
Hold on, wait, hold on a sec, Max. I'm pretty sure if you were to get a taxi and then come up and see me, you could probably buy a self-driving car for less than the taxi would cost. I've looked into this, so I was trying to find essentially a chauffeur to go and pick up my mum from the other end of the country and drive her up, and it is unbelievably expensive, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And I was like, oh, never mind. So yeah, I mean, I would if I could get a self-driving car. I would. I would like that. I would like to go places and not have to worry about driving or getting a bus or anything.
Okay, you're like, I don't love my mum that much.
I don't love my...
So,
my mum would feel that was not a sensible use of my money.
But I used to really enjoy getting... I used to get the train to college in Winchester. But
wait,
that
hold
was
on.
really enjoyable,
Before-
even though it was quite long.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Brett. You don't like loud music, you don't like cool sounding cars, and you like trains. I thought you were cool, man.
I never said I like the other people on the trains.
Yeah, but you like the train.
There's no context though. As far as I'm concerned, Winchester could be 1 mile away from you, or it could be 100 miles away from you. It doesn't tell me how far or how long you spent on that train.
That's a 40-minute train.
But
I mean, I guess the difference there, Adam, is I value the ability to do other things more than I would value the volume difference.
Yes, I value my laptop greatly in those situations. Zebra,
like being able to watch there is nice.
Although the idea of a shared self-drive car is noble in principle, in reality, your car will turn up with fucking baby sick in the back and a diaper full of shit in the boot, and you know that will happen. So, yeah, noble in theory. In practice, I suspect not so much. They'd all have to go back via like a central, not warehouse, depot to be cleaned before it came to you.
You're basically going to hire a car.
Well, if you get the self-driving car by half the cost, if you share it, would it be worth it by having the bad experience?
Well, no, because the idea is that you buy a car. I mean, my friend lives in a village and they own an electric car in the village. So you can you put down your name, 3 o'clock, I want to borrow the car for a couple of hours.
I guess I'd say, Adam, about the volume thing with the trains is that the difference there is I can like put my headphones in and listen to whatever, and I can't really do that in a car. So it doesn't really matter that much on a train. Yeah, but it's not a good idea in a car.
No.
I reckon everything inside a Johnny Cab is waterproof anyway, and just goes back to the hub and gets sluiced out.
Yes. Like a which one is it? One of the smart cars came in a very open version, crossblade, and it's waterproof, so you could literally hose it down. So when they wash it, they just hose down the inside and the outside of the car at the same time. Oh, you two are neck and neck. Good job, lads. So Max and Schalke were so busy wrestling, they fell off the track.
I thought wrestling the vehicle. It's like, turn, Debut, turn!
Sexy.
No, I shan't. I've got someone pushing me.
Fuck! Go!
Will the pack find you?
Check out the area.
Bugger,
It's beautiful this time of time.
I was hoping you were beside me. I slammed on to try and lose you, but you were behind me. However, I am a lot quicker around the corners than you, so that's not a good place for you to be. I have a little car. Bye now. That's just me and Max. I love the warning sign, Max. It looks like a UI indicator from back here.
Yeah, I thought that. It reminds me of when I used to play Quake 2 and I called myself connection interrupted.
The corner here.
Yeah.
No.
It's not going into reverse. There we go. Oh, now it's not going into bugger. Dying here, Howard. It's my own fault. I saw an opportunity to give Max a little love tap and gave it to him, and I regret it. I shall retire.
Unrequited love tap.
No, I'm pretty sure that this was the requisition. What's the correct word? Matt, Si, you're a man. You know words. Is there a cooler word that means Martian?
Cooler? What, you think Martians played out?
Well, yeah, because Venusian or Jovian and Mercurial, they're all great words, and we don't use them enough. But Martian's just a bit overdone.
Overused.
Thanks, H.G. Wells.
Are you thinking about naming a game?
Yes. And currently it's called Martian Truckers, which I quite like, and it's like, is there a better word that means Martian?
Oh. In the 60s, you just put from Mars at the end.
Truckers from Mars.
Like a mice from Mars.
It'd be Truckers on Mars, but I quite like that.
Actually. From? It wouldn't be from, would it?
Yeah, Truckers... My car's on fire. Truckers that went to Mars, yes.
What was it, Space Space Truckers? What's the film?
Space Truckers is a film. Yes, I'm not going
Had
to call it
Charles
that.
Dance in it.
Yes.
Well, they had this like big ring on it. And they were...
Ice Roads Mars Edition. Sponsored by Mars.
I quite like Truckers
Don't
from
eat the
Mars,
planet.
or Truckers on Mars.
How about
Truckers.
Don't
Which
Eat
in
the Planet?
Finnish, Mars is also a verb. I think that's lost on English.
What is?
What's that?
Mars.
To Mars.
Mars is a verb. Oh, yes, okay.
March. I think it's
Ah.
Well,
In the UK, it's also a chocolate bar. So is Galaxy and Milky Way. And fuck off.
How does fuck off?
I'm just being
Yeah, it's
pushed backwards
delicious.
around the track. Right, now we're back into the action.
Fuck. It's going so well.
Why are you all parked on the side of... Oh, careful, Mac. Too much power.
yeah, I know. I can't get it together where I want it to go.
Power is nothing without control. Oh, that's a crash.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I think I've got pit maneuvering down to a fine art, though.
Pretty good.
Okay. That's a very broad corner you took there, Schalke.
That's a broad corner.
Keep them.
And this is away the wall.
Whoa, I'm upside down and
I'm-
lollying around the table. What the fuck is that? But I'm pretty sure it's not realistic. Oh, no.
God, I can't catch Schalke. This thing is good, but it's not very fast. However, people are just ploughing over the barriers left, right, and centre. So all I have to do is not crash.
I'm stuck.
Or hit the reset button then. Max, take out Schalke. He's a lap ahead of you.
I've got no wheel.
Oh, crap.
That's not fair. When I hit things, I get physics,
That was amazing,
Hello.
and same for Schalke.
and the steering doesn't work.
That was a good one, Schalke. That's a good one for clipping my side as well. I saw you and Max spin out both spectacularly within a quite short time frame. But slow and steady wins the race. The suspension is so nice on this truck though, like it feels so nice on the motion platform compared to like the Speedy, which chucks me around horribly.
Can we do the lawnmower destruction derby at some point? I really want to see you in that chair.
Yeah, I don't really want to do a destruction derby in the chair. If not, it's on a steering wheel. It's hard enough, but I really wouldn't want to. This is mostly
I wonder if
predictable.
Trackmania supports wheels.
Trackmania supports wheels and motion platforms, but only the new paid-for version, not the free one that everyone's got.
Oh. How much is it?
I don't know. I had it on
Oh, do you
the
mean...
I had it on the Xbox and just wasn't that impressed with it.
Bollocks.
Well, the free version doesn't support wheels, or the free version doesn't support motion platforms?
I don't think the version supports much. That's the Nvidia one, Trackmania Nations. I think that one is. But that one's old. The newer one, Trackmania Sunrise, it has got supports for all sorts of stuff.
There's one that's, there's a Trackmania that's free on Epic, but, don't know what version that is.
Oh God.
I think I've got that and played that. I think that was alright, that free game.
Can anyone
Can't remember.
Can anyone remember the big track with a hole in the middle of it? What's that one? It's triangular. Big hole in the middle.
Tornado? Regnado?
No, the Recnado is a 6 figure eights. You know, it's 6 loops.
Not Hell Ride.
No.
Not Crush Canyon.
Nope. No, because I've got a picture of them. It's one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it, you see, on my map. On my list here.
The Madman Stadium.
I don't.
Oh, God, I want to play Trackmania now. What a good idea.
I've got 6 written down that we do.
No, it's not
every week.
Madman's a figure 8. Unfortunately, I can't easily Google
The
for
other
it.
ones are Northland Raceway, Pine.
No, not Trackmania maps. Wreckfest maps. Yeah, that's the image I think I've got, but that doesn't have it on there, unfortunately. That one's not very useful.
You're talking about the one that's got like the big crossover on it.
No.
It's kind of nuts that it doesn't even give you the track schematic when you're flicking through the server options.
No, it gives you the track schematic when you select it on the loading screen, but it does give it to you on the when I'm selecting the level before I've started the game. Annoyingly.
That's silly. So yeah, you can't just flick through them though.
No. But it's not any of these. It's definitely not any of those ones. Wait, what?
I'm Googling, but I'm not seeing any images.
How do I search this Reddit? Up there where it says search. Brilliant. Yeah, only show results from our Wreckfest. Stupid thing. Doesn't say to be any of these are. That's really annoying. I can't remember what it is. Remember which ones it's not?
I just Google Wreckfest try Ben Speedway.
No, that's one we just did.
That wasn't triangular.
It was ish. We're on Tri-Bend Speedway. Is it Rattlesnake Race Park? No, all I know is it's got Destruction Derby and no alternate track. Come on, Shaka, you name them every week. You pay attention to the names.
The Rattlesnake one's the new one, isn't it? That come with the new vehicles in the season pack.
Yeah, I think so.
Have we played on before?
Yes, it's the one. It's the one with the it's got up and down ramps round three sides, and one of them has a crossover in it, and in the middle is just a big sunken pit.
Dirt Devil Stadium, I think. I don't know whether that's triangular, but that has only 2 ways, I think.
That looks like you might be right. I'll find out in a second when I hit do that level. You are correct. Triangular, look, see?
That is Dirt Devil.
It's triangles. But yeah, Dirt Devil was too new, so it's not on my original map list.
What have you limited the cars to?
Let's see. I always do the same thing. New level, CBA. Because then you get to learn the tracks slower.
I've written that down for next week. Can we not put a list somewhere on a Google Drive, on a Google Doc or something with our favourite tracks on that we do each week?
Screen grab.
Well, the thing is, you can add stuff, like I can add cars to my favourites, and tracks, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Add the favourite. Alright, it's your favourite. Show me my favourites.
There is on the cars, you can switch the sorting method.
Yeah, but
by pressing...
if I have to jump through extra hoops to select my favourites, it's poor UI.
Why is he quitting and joining it?
What?
You've quit and joined twice.
I changed my resolution once, which restarts the game, changing it to full screen.
I think I've worked out, by the way, why when I connect my motion platform to it, for some reason it's yanking 15 megs a second off the disc. We do have Zebra. We are on the Discord. We're on the live stream Discord. Like this is open. We always play this openly. Yeah. So Wreckfest is hammering. Yeah. So this is a community game. Come and join. Same thing for Transport Tycoon.
Smashed him.
Phrasing. Same thing with Transport Tycoon. 16 players. There's a limit to what you can do to actively grief people, so it's quite happy for more people to join. I'm quite looking forward to that, by the way. I haven't played like a quote-unquote total conversion for OTTD. Normally I just put extra tracks in. So I've only spent literally 30 seconds looking at it. It seemed okay. We'll find that out. Oh God! Meat in the sandwich there.
Oh, I want someone to tell me to push me the right way around, but it's not happening.
You have to, but really slowly, Si, or you'll. Yep.
Doing a 3-point turn in the middle of the track. Not a good idea.
Oh, that's not. Oh, this tire's full of concrete. Why would someone do this?
Go slower.
I was trying to cut the corner so Shaka couldn't hit me, and
But
Actually,
Vic,
cut it more slowly so you got time to react.
that probably would have been a better idea. No, I assumed I was going to smash through the tires
why was my reset interrupted?
because you got above a certain
Reset
speed.
interrupted. What a load of rubbish.
Because you got rammed, probably.
Oh, I fell down the side of a... No, I didn't get round. No,
You had to be on the ground and going below a certain speed.
yeah, I was still falling and tumbling.
Yeah.
Still, good news, I've beaten Jay.
Just landed completely vertically in a perfect parabola on my nose and stopped dead. Like 0 forward momentum. That's brilliant. It was like a javelin landing. That was.
So I think the left route, jumping over to the right, is the best one, but it's also the easiest one to fuck up.
Just done it again.
Have you maybe thought about putting some more weight in the back of the car so you don't have the nose down issue?
No.
A couple of bags of shopping or something. Out the way, Jay. No, bugger. No, I'm still in! Aha!
The way things are going, it's not gonna result in good footage.
I think because you've managed to get out in front and you're off, but I am clawing up through the pack. 5th place, 4th place.
I've been smashing the hell out of my car, you missed it completely.
I guess it's a win-win. Either got good footage or get wins.
I think you've got plenty of good footage. Oh no, don't drive sideways. That's a terrible plan.
Well, you tried to do a pit maneuver, so to react.
I was just trying.
Strange.
No, I've lapped. I'm done.
And I have a good lap time.
Tires filled with fucking concrete are a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's what got me. I was doing really well. I was like, Shauker's right behind me. I'm just going to slightly cut the corner, get stopped dead, lost my wheel.
And then some arsehole knocking me off the track. Not mentioning any names.
All's fair in love and breakfast.
Breakfast.
I'm only not mentioning any names because I didn't actually see who it was, and Max and Iz both sound the same to me.
Brexit.
But I didn't say anything when I did it.
That was quite a good lap time, Shauker, but not as good as the
No,
AI
it's
set
true.
to the
You-
lowest possible difficulty.
You usually giggle, don't you, when you do
Hey.
something?
Yeah, Max giggles. He
Yeah.
can't.
Brilliant.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Little
like,
girl.
Max goes, sorry, or sorry, both of which are very insincere, and we've already had words. Sincere apologies, then stop keying up and giggle quietly, then no one knows you're evil.
Should be sorry, mute button, giggle.
That works perfectly well. Unless you're on a Zoom meeting and people just to see you do your evil laugh.
if it's a Zoom meeting, it's sorry, mute button, turn into a cat, giggle.
Did you hear about the recent one? A guy's Zoom name was Buttfucker3000, and he was appearing in court via
Yeah, I saw
Zoom and
that.
got contempt of court.
Well, that annoyed me because if you assume that it wasn't him that did it and it was like some malicious software or a friend or something like that, and he'd just been caught out, which is what he seemed to be trying to say.
Yeah.
The judge didn't give him a chance because he said right, excuse me, sir, what's your name? And it was all very convivial. And then the guy, I don't think he could have done any better than to act completely blown away by it and apologise. And then the judge kicked him out after he changed it. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know how he could have acted any better being told his name.
Yeah, but if his name was
so what is that? He's actually joined a different server.
No,
as that person, and
no,
then when he joined Zoom, it's...
No, it was.
He didn't seem to be aware of it.
Yeah. He wasn't doing it on purpose. You're not contempt of court if you're not aware of it. Yeah, I completely agree. Your Honour, I'd like to assure you I'm not a cat.
For some things you are responsible.
Yeah,
so far you can say that it was my hand, it was not me.
No, in this case, I believe he'd linked his Zoom to a different, like to Instagram or Twitter or something, and it was pulling his name off of that, so it had recently changed. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to go to court, you should probably, double check all these things.
Yeah, absolutely. But then it's like, you should also give people a chance to, if you're going to ask someone to explain themselves, then you don't then also say, right, well, thanks for explaining yourself, fuck you, I'm going to punish you anyway. Like, I just don't know what he could have said any differently. Like, if you were going to kick him out, then just do it. Don't try to have a conversation with him. Like,
I would
the illusion
that
of being reasonable.
if he failed the explanation, he would have like harsher sanctions because he could explain it. He only got obliged, and that's a big difference for me.
What is the penalty
I suppose so, yeah. But it's like, right, you can't explain it, so you're completely innocent of, you've got no knowledge of it, you've got no mens rea, and therefore I'm going to punish you slightly instead of partially. That doesn't work for me. It's like,
well, you should probably look after their like Zoom accounts that they use for courts, so they have been vigilant in like
it's like give you a mild punishment for recklessness. Yeah, I guess so. But he didn't say that. He just didn't explain that that's what he was doing. He just
it's not like they do it professional or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had to do a house inspection, and they're not coming around at the minute, so I do my house inspection via WhatsApp. And they just rang me on WhatsApp, and I was like, hello? They go, oh, we're doing the house inspection. I was like, they expect you to come around. They didn't check I had WhatsApp or anything. But again, my WhatsApp username could be buttfucker3000.
You show them all the best bits.
Yeah, please do add me, buttfucker3000, on Instagram.
This is where the cat vomits on the corner. This is where the cat throws up on a regular basis. This is where the cat does his poo.
No, we did empty the litter tray for the. Plus, I'm quite good at not showing them that bit. Like, I sort of swept the camera and going in here. It's all fine. They just go, is there any mould? I'm like, what? No.
Only jelly moulds in the fabulous kitchen.
It's fabulous.
I am fabulous. Oh, I'm having.
Signposts fall through the world.
Some things have just kind of exciting physics and then they disappear. Yeah, like the big signposts, they shatter into loads of bits, and then that's it. They're gone.
Although games also have like kill floors, that when you are under the terrain, some distance, something special
Oh,
happen.
bugger! I tried to ram you and hit the wall instead. Get him,
Right,
Si.
that reminds me, I was going along a bit of carriageway today, and alongside the road, just behind the crash barrier, for what seemed like a couple of miles, there was some purple plastic corrugated conduit.
Yes.
And I'd love to know what was in it, but it was elevated on wooden posts the entire length,
to a smart motorway.
every 1 metre or so.
I think
What's that all about?
cables.
I think second thought I had about it.
It's cables, and they're keeping them
Cables,
dry.
cables.
What the cables are depends,
It's
you know.
for,
But if they're in, but they're in plastic tubing.
Yeah.
Does the plastic tubing need to be kept dry?
No, it's probably not very waterproof though. So if it's likely to flood, they'll have cracks and holes in them, because I think they're temporary hole. I know exactly the stuff you mean, but if it's a piece of flexible
drainage,
or if it's a piece of flexible pipe, and you lay it down on the water, and you lay it down and it floods, it's probably going to get water in it. It's probably got little cracks and holes in it, which will ruin the cables inside. But
okay.
as far as I know,
It
that's
doesn't need to
temporary.
be. I don't see why it needs to be that high off the ground. It could probably just be
maybe they
slightly elevated. This is like a meter up.
Oh,
And the second thought I had was, it just looks, it's so visible, and it wouldn't take much for someone to just pull up on the hard shoulder with a pair of shears and just chop through it. And if you think that that sounds incredible, people are dickheads, and they do things like that for no reason at all, I can assure you. Just the whole thing looks very vulnerable.
So every piece of the motorway is covered in ANPR, though, so they would know who did it. Or at least they know which car they were in.
The nearest 100 cars.
No, they know exactly which car it was. The whole motorway is covered, I believe. Like, at all points, so you can see traffic jams building up and stuff. Like
there are several websites on the internet where you can actually go on and watch motorway cameras and just look at the traffic and shit that are on them all over.
You're not going to believe it. There are websites you can go on and you can watch ladies' boobies instead, and that's much cooler than watching motorways.
Oh, you
This is a
can?
hypothetical situation. The person with the shears could just walk up from a field and do it.
This is true, yeah. Jay, www.ladiesboobies.com, I think, is probably the best. /boobs, obviously.
I remember seeing this like.
Don't
meme
accidentally
image.
type in men's boobies.
I remember seeing this meme image the other day that was like
No,
someone watching like a pirated movie on Pornhub, and it was accompanied with that image from Rick and Morty saying like, "I thought you were watching porn, you sick fuck."
Zebra, people stole some of the overhead gantry cables in Brighton as well, which is very dangerous. Someone also nicked a whole bunch of copper tubing from the arcade, which held in the air conditioning system. And they're very, very sure whoever did it would have had third-degree freezer burns, because all of the refrigerant would have come out. Jay, you've written "kiss this" to the back of your car, which seems like a very bad idea.
This is better, mummy.
Yeah. Also, I've told you not to call me mummy in public.
Sorry, mummy.
Bollocks!
Oh, look at this! Sweet! Wow, flying! Wow, what the fuck? There's an invisible land in the middle here.
Oh, nice one, Max.
I'm still going the wrong way.
No, you're not going the wrong way.
Still the wrong way,
You skipped. No, that means no entry rather than wrong way. I mean, you've skipped a whole bunch of the track. Otherwise, you could just start the race,
Being last, yeah.
drive straight across to the middle.
Yeah, I'm in 20th. I don't think it makes a lot of difference which route I take now.
No, if it had if jumping half the track had been valid, you would have gained a whole bunch of places. Thank you, HP. I have a. It is a DOF Reality H3. Not very expensive, and I am planning to put some game supports in for it. Someone's joined called it as Easy Anti-Cheat, lol. But I have, I've had it, how long have I had it for now? 4 or 5 months? And I love it. It is absolutely one of the best things I've ever bought.
That's what you did last time, Schalke.
What?
You did the same thing you did last time in the exact same place, I think. Well, I think it's the exact same place. I mean, 3 sides of this triangle, confusing.
I guess this is me asking how old you guys are, but like since like nowadays, like if a kid wants to like see pornographic content, they'll just go to Pornhub or something. Do you guys actually buy like porn magazines or anything like that as kids? Or
Not too young for that, really.
Pornhub? What on earth is that?
I'm too young.
I'm not sure what bracket of ages that would apply more so to.
No, a couple of a generation or two older than me. For my generation was finding porn magazines in hedgerows. I don't know why, but it was quite common. A lot. I don't know why. I have no idea what the story was, but this is apparently a thing across the whole of, certainly the UK, maybe other countries. You'll just find them.
I concur with that.
I know some people in my age bracket would like sometimes like use like music videos because a lot of that was fairly egregious in the early 2000s.
Use it videos. I don't know what use it is.
Music.
Music, sorry. Oh,
Music.
God. Wow.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh dear.
Oh, thank you, Mage P. Now you've made me feel old. I mean, I've just re-released Fortress Craft on the Xbox, so please, on Steam. So Fortress Craft Chapter 1 has been re-released on Steam, and I think we've nearly sold 160 copies. Yeah, that was worth doing.
That's a no.
Oh, God.
So how much effort did you put into the re-release compared to the original release?
That might be my first win.
The original release was 10 weeks and 6 days. The re-release was probably 9 or 10 days, I guess. I mean, this is the thing. By all yardsticks, it's a better product.
Oh, wow.
Much better product, definitely. But did not sell as well. It has to be the right time rather than the right product.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it a better product relative to its time?
Well, that's... No, have you seen how many shit indie games are out there?
Oh, absolutely. But they don't sell either, so...
Hey!
No, I'm joking, but...
I am most disappointed with that result.
I like mine. It's the first time I've come first, I think.
Yeah, I was going to do that one again.
What's for you?
Okay, first.
Well,
Yeah,
even though some of them...
so Max, I feel bad.
on.
You fell into the bowl, came up, and you just landed in front of me. There's nothing I could do. Just slammed straight into the side of you.
oh, I fell into the bowl a lot of times. Driving that vehicle is just a big bag of wank.
The trophy run, you kind of got to put it into the drift, and then cross fingers a bit.
No, Adam, I guess there's a lot of bad indie games, and I kind of realised this when I did I think it was with like Transfuser or something. We got funded for our project, and there was like 8 other projects that were also funded. We were all on the same stand. Some were absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Some were quite fun.
The thing is, with some of these, it's like you probably shouldn't have been showing this in public. I mean, to be honest, I've done that. I've done DJ competitions, and sometimes it's like you listen to the people going, "You're not ready. You should not be showing this. It should be like you saw it and you went, I will get better."
I mean, some of them were quite cool. I think my favourite from that stand in particular was there was one group that I can't remember what the name of the game was, but they made like a third-person shooter where you play as a gun and you use the bullets that you shoot to propel yourself around instead of moving traditionally.
That's quite cool. That's quite cool if it's.
So you like rotate yourself with the joystick, and it looked really smooth. There was like a button to like shoot downwards, and then you could rotate the joystick to turn around, and then like to jump you point downwards and shoot, and then you could quickly switch to point backwards, shoot and propel yourself through the air.
Zebra, we're going to be doing, I think it's called Wasteland. It's an open TTD. It's a GRF, a new girth. So Max, there's a good car, but beware you have to utilise the analogness of your acceleration.
Right.
Or it will, Bye, Schalke. Oh, shit. Bugger.
Hi, Adam.
Oh, double shit.
No!
But it's a post-apocalyptic mod, a total conversion for the desert land in Transport Tycoon, set in 2077. And I'm curious to try it.
Say post-apocalyptic mod 5 times quickly.
Post-apocalyptic mod, post-apocalyptic mod, post-apocalyptic mod, post-apocalyptic mod, post-apocalyptic mod. Why?
Post-apocalyptic.
Fuck off.
Clip that.
Don't clip that.
Apocalyptic means revelation, so in a way it's like post spoilers. Yes.
Whoa! Oh!
You put that there.
I braked, I barely touched the concrete tyre, and then I got accordioned.
Yeah,
Like bored.
accordingly.
Squashed.
Taking up the width of the
I
ride.
remember the first turn that I fly too much on it all the time. These A-class cars.
Well, too soon. He who laughs laughs, Izzard. He who laughs last.
I didn't laugh
I
at
did
all.
that.
I didn't even mute to laugh secretly.
Well, secretly there's a cat.
I wish more games were as fun
Jay
as
harassing
this.
me now.
Wow, that was an awfully good flip. Like I enjoy SnowRunner, but I very rarely laugh at it. Not like this, where I grin for the entirety of the stream.
I was having a whale of a time the other night when everyone kept turning upside down.
I should spam more the links for the previous videos.
You should put. Have you got a playlist for it put together yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you should get the playlist link.
Right, when you're racing in Wreckfest, I'm trying to come first, right?
Right.
And but you get points for flipping people out and stuff.
Yes.
Then do we just ignore the points?
Points mean points turn into XP at the end of it, but not money. Money is only for wins.
Like, I would like a sort of racing mode where you win by getting the most points.
Yes. There are a couple of modes.
Right.
There are. The deathmatch mode, I think, is the most points wins.
But you're still racing.
Oh my God, Shaka! No, it's Destruction Derby mode though.
Yeah. So is there like a race mode where you get points for coming first, but you get bonus points for flipping people out along the way? That would be quite good.
Yeah.
So that way you could come fifth, right, but still win because you.
Yeah. No,
It's not like the winner or costs anything, or I think the moral victory is almost as good as being the official victory.
I think they could improve the game substantially without any major changes. For example, a game mode where it's 10 laps and you go through a number of checkpoints. Each time you go through a checkpoint, you get 100 points, and you also get checkpoint points for ramming T-bones and stuff. First person to 2,000 points wins. I mean, that's an afternoon's work for that game mode. It's trivial, and they've done the bare minimum on this, which is a shame. The closest we've got is the elimination race, but that's where you get kicked out after the last person racing gets kicked after a certain amount of time.
And balancing that to be engaging would be only an afternoon's work.
Yeah, it's not a lot. Fundamentally, it's fun either way. As long as it's fair for everyone. That's the wrong way, Max. As long as it's fair for everyone. Oh my God, Max trounced us on the school. Look at that. Good lap time. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, as long as you're, as long as it's fair for everyone, it's probably going to be good. Hello. Probably, yeah. But
Same race or changing?
I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do it in the purple car. I quite like this one. What's the one that's not Crash Canyon? Bonebreaker? Which is the one with
that's the figure of 8 one, isn't it?
Bonebreaker has the jumps into the middle.
Yeah.
With 2-lane traffic, or like opposite lane traffic.
Yeah, that's the penis-y shape, the penis sword one.
Oh, that's Hellride.
I'm back. Zebra, no, Zebra. It's on Steam. We're just running the Steam version. Dr. Kenneth Noisewater has joined. Why would you put that as your name in a game? It's bloody hell.
Why not?
Well, if that's not your name, that's a bit weird. If that is your name, also weird. Oh my God, on the side.
I've seen weirder names, I think. What's the weirdest online name you think you've seen?
The weirdest online name? We once emailed wanker@hotmail.com many moons ago, and they replied back. Yeah, he replied back, "Are you a pussy? Because if so, I'll fuck it." Okay. But literally, just emailed, and we emailed wanker@hotmail.com saying, "Lol, are you a wanker?" And that was his response. Not necessarily the worst thing.
I think barcode names are somewhat weird.
Barcode?
Combinations of 1, L, and bars.
They're Xbox
make
names.
Anonymous names.
Like Bar, XX420 Lover, XX69 Bar. That's just
but having no letters other than vertical things.
Oh, so like, well, literally like barcodes. I don't think I've ever seen that. I would ban them from my bike immediately. Just for being annoying. Oh, Sai is off. Fuck off AI, I'm trying to capsize. Oh, never mind. Ballsed itself up. 7th position.
That was a bad drive line.
What are the physics set to on this?
Intense. So the most damage. Which incidentally is not that bad. Like, I'm pretty sure if I rammed the car into something, it would last less long than these ones do ramming into things. Like, if I rammed an oncoming car at 50 miles an hour, I would expect to lose half the car, not just to say front wheel damage and go a bit slower. Oh, good landing, Si. No! No again! It's because I'm not using my handbrake button enough, that's why I keep failing. Ow. Jesus. I think the motion rig just made quite a noise. Oh, it's still on the... Still on its mounts. I'd like a drink, but I can't until the race is finished. Why did the AI keep jumping us off the level? So what did you say? Was it Bonebreaker
So,
Valley?
if I was to order you, I'm going to order you a McDonald's milkshake to be delivered
Why?
without a lid.
Without a lid.
Without.
I see it getting slopped everywhere.
You could. I mean, a better purchase would simply to buy me a sippy cup, wouldn't it?
No, you also see it gets slopped everywhere.
No.
Why not a sippy cup?
I think that was the point.
Oh, okay, I get it. There is actually a 3D print for a gimbaled cup holder, which I have thought about buying. Printing. Why?
Really?
Huh? Why? Because then I can mount it
You
here.
can buy them. I didn't realise you could.
You can print anything. Almost. Well, actually, there's not much you can't print, to be honest.
Can you print me a wife?
No, I can't
How
print.
thin plastic can you print?
How
Can you print inflatable things?
Well, I can sort of. So I've got what's called TPU, which is flexible, but it's not airtight. And by the time I made it airtight, it probably wouldn't be flexible anymore. So sort of. I also can't print living things.
Is there anything that is illegal to print?
Right?
Is there anything that is illegal to print?
No, I don't think so.
Not including things like
So you can 3D print a gun, but it has been made very clear you can 3D print a gun that will fire maybe once, definitely not twice, and is equally likely to kill you than the person you are pointing it at. Because it's just basically it's just plastic. It's more likely just to blow up rather than shoot the bullet out forwards. Majam hoot esi ik u al bratans. Is that please turn off the bots? Shauka, you're multilingual. What did the man say?
it's quit anyway, so who cares?
There's something.
It means maybe German, but I don't.
No, I'm pretty sure it's German. It's bizarre. If I were to join a French-speaking server, or a German one, I would never, ever start speaking in English. I would type what I wanted to say, translate it, and paste it in from Google Translate. I would never just wander to a Russian server and start talking English at the host. Ever. I'd find that very, very rude.
Maybe it's illegal to 3D print a zombie knife, because then you'd have a zombie knife.
Are you allowed to own a zombie knife, or importing them was the naughty thing, or buying them? Can I make zombie knives and give them to my friends? Also, isn't the UK government in its usual piss-ass approach to banning zombie knives? Like, they're decorative, or, like, they haven't defined a zombie knife, because then they'll just make ones that aren't that.
Don't know, but look, the law, knives in law are fairly stringently defined. It's not ambiguous.
But what about steak?
Zombie knife, exactly. Anyway.
Yeah, this thing. It's a decorative anodized knife with like blades and they became quite popular. I mean, flick knives aren't legal, I don't think at all. And I think knives with blood channels aren't legal either. Like hunting knives with they have a channel, so blood will run down the channel when you stab something. I think zombie knives kind of fall into that category.
Why are they called zombie knives?
Because they are. I probably should have braked at some point. I don't know why they're called zombie knife, in fact. So, yeah, because a friend, my sister's partner is is she a detective inspector now? I don't remember what the rules are, or if detective inspector is just a rank from Speed Racer. But she's quite senior, and when she found out I had a 3D printer, her first question was, could you 3D print a gun? And I was like, no. And then I stopped and went, I could probably 3D print a knife, though. I could definitely 3D print a knife that would kill. I don't think it would go between ribs, but it would definitely cut a jugular. Even more so if you stood still.
Well, being a detective is an accreditation, so it's not to do with rank, so you can have a detective sergeant, detective inspector, etc.
What about inspector detector? That's the Speed Racer one, isn't it? I'll have to find out.
That would be someone with the surname of detective who's an inspector.
I said detector, which would just mean something that detects inspectors.
Or something that inspects detections.
I'm the wallet inspector.
I am the boob inspector. Surrender your boobs.
Yeah, send your boobs up. Send your boobs for inspection.
Send them to.
Well, surrender. Stand and deliver.
Yes.
Send your boobs for inspection.
That was very fucking close.
I don't know. I was miles back.
Well, it worked.
That was, oh my word, yes, that was about 2 frames of difference between Max and Jay.
You were very close, yeah.
Other than
How much is a frame in time?
16 milliseconds. At 60 frames a second with 16 milliseconds. I'm trying to think, Jay, if anything else I could...
16 of them make 60.
That I could 3D print that is illegal. Like, not much, I don't think. Because most things are illegal. Well, yeah, I can't really 3D print money. I mean, I could 3D print, well, a note, I suppose, but it's not really 3D printing money. It's just
terrorist propaganda.
Counterfeits.
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
I'll take a 3D printer to do that, does it?
Am I basically printing out there a cuneiform tablet? But so yeah, I could 3D print a document, I guess.
I've just googled illegal to 3D print this. It's an article called 7 Things That Are Illegal to 3D Print. I haven't read it properly, so I don't know how much credence to give this, but the headings are assault weapons, drugs, counterfeit items, bioprinting, handcuff key, virus, and access cards and key.
Well, nearly all of those you can't 3D
One
print.
could do drugs, that could be very...
Yes, you could 3D print
What's the
drugs.
Virus?
But yeah, that's a good point.
Very valuable if I have a chemical printer.
Jay, Orcs, Space Marine, Eldar, anything Games Workshop, yes. obviously. Thank you, Zebra. Duh.
Lego.
Anything copyright, yeah. Well, not Lego, because only if you 3D print the word, the bit that says Lego, are you copying Lego.
But then what if it's just for you and you're not giving it to, you're not selling it, you're just having it?
No one would know.
I think it's still. Are you saying if I just got the STL file and I don't print it out?
No, if you print it, now you've 3D printed a sort of copy of a Lego block. And then you keep it and no one else knows about it. Is that illegal?
Well, yes. Are you saying that if no one knows I've robbed the bank, it's not illegal? Because I'm sure it is.
No, I'm saying, is the law that you're not allowed to sell or
The production
distribute?
is a separate right from distribution.
Yeah, so if I pirate DVDs and give them away, I'm definitely breaking the law. If I pirate DVDs and keep them myself, I'm still breaking the law.
This was your question when I raised zombie knives. You said, is it that you're not allowed to sell them, or is it just having them? So I'm just saying the same thing about a 3D printed Lego block.
I should be back in a second.
Possession is different from creation. Also.
I think I may have had a small hardware issue. Something made a hell of a noise there.
You wet yourself.
So yeah, did you wet yourself?
That's a wetware issue. Badum-tiss.
Well,
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to fix this because I cannot possibly lift this by myself. But essentially, it's on a bunch of things to stop vibration, and it's vibrated itself off them. Oh, well, never mind. I can move it easily.
Are you trapped? Do we need someone to come to your house?
No, I'm good. I keep meaning to glue that entire stack together. Yeah. So doing so is illegal, but you are going to get away with it. But it is definitely still illegal to if it's illegal to own a zombie knife, or to make a zombie knife, or to sell one, or to import one. I don't know.
What's the chances of you being able to 3D print a satisfactorily precise Lego block that would make you happy anyway? They have to be pretty good tolerances, don't they, on Lego blocks?
So my 3D printer is pretty fucking good. Let's they are pretty good these days. But if I buy injection molded knockoff Lego, it's still very obviously not Lego. Now it's got better. So knockoff Lego is now really rather good, and very cheap, but it's still very much definitely not Lego. You can feel it. I can print Lego, but it would be very clear it's not Lego. Even if
you printed a couple hundred blocks and tried to make something, it would probably not look great.
I think the layer lines would be the issue. I mean, I haven't tried. So Thingiverse actually lets you create stuff at Lego scale, because lots of people make Lego compatible things. But the first thing everyone does to get a 3D printer is try and pirate Lego, and they're almost always massively disappointed, going, "Oh, this isn't right."
Yeah. Imagine.
So, I've got some really old sets of Lego that there are parts missing from.
Bricklink.com.
That are no longer available to buy from Lego.
Yeah, they are. Bricklink.
Link.
What is it?
Bricklink.com.
Okay.
So Bricklink essentially is a what? Yeah. Well, sometimes. So Bricklink is essentially an incredibly organised way of buying Lego. So all the sellers go through a central selling system. So it's a bit like Amazon in that sense. You don't deal with the sellers directly. Mostly you deal with the site. So it means you can look up a Lego piece, you can see how much a Lego piece is, how much it's gone for, how much it averages, how many available. So I bought up every single white minifig stand in the country recently, because there weren't very many, and I needed them for my minifig stand. I bought up every I really did. I bought up every single glow-in-the-dark bat a few months ago as well. A few years ago as well.
You might have bought minifig stands that were available, but I'd actually got some on the shelf if you want them.
No, I bought, I don't know, 300 or something. Well, I bought all of them from everybody.
Well, you wouldn't be able to... He wouldn't be able to buy the ones that were unavailable, would he?
Yeah, I mean, I bought all the ones on Bricklink. Not literally,
No.
not all the ones in existence.
If you want them.
Oh, they're quite rare. I mean, they're not. They don't go for a lot, but they are rare. Some bricks go for a lot and are very rare, but mostly not.
You name some?
Bricks that, the railway corners, the slopes only appeared in 2 sets, quite surprisingly. And one of them was the Indiana Jones set, and one of them was the UFO set, and they never appeared in any railway sets, rather bizarrely.
But you're talking about a slope.
Yeah, it's like a, it's like
Are you talking about the triangular thing?
the train stuff. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, one of their track pieces is really, really rare.
I put the full set of like Martian stuff with the train set.
I think that might be the one I'm talking about with the bit in it. No, that's the monorail, isn't it, in the Martian set?
No, this is old. This is like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, is that not a monorail?
Ah, fucking bots.
No, this ain't monorail. It's the old train tracks, the same as the Lego Thomas the Tank set.
Yeah, possibly. When I say they're expensive, I mean those pieces are like £1.30 each rather than 32p. It's not like, you know, £100 for these bits. LL927, that might go for a few pence, but essentially sets that are only pieces that only appeared in one set 40 years ago can go for a bunch of money. Unless they have teeth marks on them, in which case not so much. Oh my god.
Oh, come on, physics.
Is there like a
I reckon-
commercial classification for them?
But they always supplied the brick removal tool, or was that a relatively recent?
Last 10 years or so, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. The ones before that probably have more teeth marks in them.
It was a tool. That tool has been available for a very long time, though.
Yeah.
So I've
It's changed colour or something.
It's
was
changed.
grey.
It's changed colour again recently, which I am aghast at. So you only get the brick separator tools in certain size sets. So it's little bit like a trophy. I have a massive stack of brick separators. That is my shame and my pride.
Are they
all
any
at
good?
once. If you don't have any nails, yeah, they are pretty good. They do work, certainly.
Yeah, but before they mass produced them en masse, they gave instructions at the back of these sets of how to make a tool that would let you separate certain pieces, like the little plastic pegs that will connect 2 pieces together.
Oh!
The grey ones. And they basically say, you know, use a lot of thread and put a shaft on its side with another piece and a thing, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just want you to know that when you said mass produce them en masse just then, I was imagining a unbelievably huge amount of Lego bricks.
Yeah, they are. They do
Like
a lot,
sort of
don't
mass produced squared.
Oh man, I have a fun fact, a fun little brain teaser, but unfortunately you'll get the answer straight away now because we've been talking about Lego.
they? Tyres.
Is it Lego?
It's
Is
yes.
that the answer?
Who's the world's largest manufacturer of tyres?
Well, I
Michelin?
said before, I don't think they sell. I don't count as road legal tyres.
I didn't say road legal.
That wasn't the question.
No, I didn't say. No, that's a caveat you added. I mean,
But is amount the valid metric to size wheel manufacturers?
yes.
or-
Which manufacturer makes the most tyres every year? There you go.
That's like going, well, they weren't in 1920.
Yeah. I mean, bear in mind, Max, I have 4 tyres of my Impreza that aren't road legal, but on wheels in my back garden for my Impreza that aren't road legal. So that's not relevant. I mean, there are entire manufacturers who only make non-road legal tyres. What was the other one? There was what's the penis-y shaped one? I can't remember.
Or Crash.
Hellride.
Or was that what we've just done?
No, Hellride's got the loop. Is it? Yeah, let's do Hellride. That's always good for a.
Hellride's got the loop, and you've got Crash Canyon and Recnado.
This is the one I like. The cocksword. Most wigs. Zebra, I might need a bit more context. You just said most wigs, I would assume as well. Most wigs.
Lego produces the
Lego
most wigs.
makes wigs.
Right.
Plastic wigs.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, my first response is, well, it's not a wig if it's not made of hair. And then I realised that most wigs are bright and glittery and not made of hair, are made of plastic. So, yeah, I guess
Most wigs are bright and glittery. Is that what you just said?
I would say in the world more wigs exist that are comedy wigs, you know, bright and glittery wigs, than natural looking wigs. Yes.
So, Adam,
By
serious
quantity.
question.
I'm gonna say no to that.
Would it be better for me to sell my sets as spare parts, as most of them have got missing parts that were hoovered up over the years?
Well, you haven't got any choice.
Or would I be better off replacing
Oh,
a few missing parts?
it's not worth the effort. It's really not. Unless you've got a particularly rare set, and primarily it's the missing pieces and it's in good nick. It's not worth it. Bricklink, it only works because these people sell thousands of bricks and they've got very, very efficient at it.
I probably got, if I weighed the bricks, a good 60, 70 kilos worth of loose bricks.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you want to sell loose bricks, Lego, I can't remember how much it is. You sell it by the kilo. Lego is just worth a fixed amount per kilo. You can just buy Lego.
Okay.
Like if eBay is all the same price. There's a no one oversells,
Like
no one
the
undersells.
Like the kiloware with pants.
Oh, I'm gonna let Henry change his car. But yeah, sorry. You when you buy loose Lego, you buy it by the weight. Never ever buy loose Lego though, because anyone selling it, if they know what they're doing in the slightest, they will have been through it and removed all of the rare and expensive bits already.
Right.
This
is most probably going to be.
And also, you can buy the
Unsorted.
4x2 blocks on Amazon in hundreds.
Yeah.
These are more like the door runners and stuff like that. You know, like what the garage doors would run in, like 2x1.
Yeah. Hashtag AFOL.
People are working. Oh crap.
I get more
Not
retweets.
fan of Lego.
Yeah, I get more retweets with hashtag AFOL than anything else. All the people who follow me on Instagram are people who follow me because of the pictures of Lego I put up.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay. No, Schalke! Going slowly around the inside.
Hey,
I have control.
highway.
Oh, you know the Ring of
And the
Fire?
highway.
It's not destructible. I got pushed into it.
Fell into the burning ring of fire.
All I have left to do now is steer a J. Damn it! Oh, I got a spin out. I don't think I actually did much there. Hey, Henry. See, now going up the middle has got quite dangerous, so whoever's doing that is very brave. Oh, it's fine.
Ballsy.
This is where I really wish I had VR so I could look up and round at hazards.
Ow, ow, ow.
Excuse me, Jay. Bye, Schalke.
We shall meet again.
Wait.
Only in a rerun.
Don't know where, don't know when.
Man, I haven't watched that film in ages. Haha, saw you coming. Oh dear.
Ooh, that was fucking physics.
So when I lose a wheel in this, the entire motion ring lurches over to one side. Oh, bloody hell, that was... I'm still in, just... Oh, Shaco's taken over. Ooh, that was close. So I'm going to go out, I'm going to take Jay with me. Damn it. Nearly. Oh, you dead, Shark? I can't follow you.
I'm not dead.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, you're number 21. There you go.
front right still damaged.
Wow. In reality, I think you two
You're
would
dying.
you would have ended up in hospital after that.
Wrecking assist. What do I do for that?
That means that somebody died and you touched them in the last 20 seconds?
Nice. Don't know who I touched, but nice.
As long as you got consent, that's all fine.
You don't need consent to touch people.
Don't you? I thought assault was by literal definition touching someone without their permission.
No,
That's battery.
Oh,
no, it's not.
I don't know.
really?
Yeah, really.
So I can just touch people as much as I want?
My understanding was
Why would you do that?
a verbal attack, and then
Yes, I can.
battery would be a physical attack because of the assault.
So you're very softly spoken, or you've moved away from microphone.
I heard what he said.
Is that
I didn't.
If I remember rightly,
Yes.
assault is attention.
Intentionally or recklessly causing another to apprehend immediate
Well, wait,
or unlawful personal violence.
wait, Si, you just changed microphones halfway through your sentence. What the hell?
Yes.
Okay.
You literally changed from being
That's
up
strange.
close and personal to like echoey halfway through your sentence. Which may have been a great sentence, but I've completely lost all interest in the sentence because you swapped microphones cleanly partway through it somehow.
Oh yeah, it's because I plugged my PlayStation controller in and it's got a microphone in it. Must be using that.
Oh, really? Tap the controller?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good. Not as good as the other
Is it
one.
good quality?
It's no, but it's surprisingly good given what it is. I didn't know they did that. That is interesting because the Xbox doesn't have that as far as I know. Interesting.
Yeah, it's new.
Hmm.
So does this mean then instead of when you touch your microphone and you whisper into it, does this mean that you're just like your mum would come in to like 15-year-old future you to find you talking quietly to your controller late at night?
I mean, they've always had a headphone socket, so I guess now you can use whatever headphones you like, and without having a proper headset,
Yeah.
use the controller. But it's not great because people tend to have it, like half a meter away from their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not brilliant, but I'm super impressed that is on your controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with the PlayStation 5 games, they went off in a bit of a wrong direction. Some of them, the first few multiplayer games would put you straight into a voice chat server with it unmuted by default. So for the first month or so of multiplayer games on PS5, people were joining a game and you just hear this cacophony of conversations in people's kitchens and people arguing in the background, and it was awful. And everyone, the community was just like, "Oh, please make it muted by default, or don't join voice," because people don't realise they've got a microphone in their controller, and they don't realise that they've joined it and that we're listening to their living rooms.
And speaking out their passwords, they type them in. Wait, what?
I have to go into things. I need to change my microphone.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so it's my lucky.
What was I saying anyway? Yeah, recklessly or intentionally cause another to apprehend immediate or unlawful personal violence. If you're touching someone and it's for the purpose of sexual gratification, that's sexual touching. That's covered by the Sexual Offences Act.
What happens if I touch someone and I don't enjoy it then?
2006.
So if you touched him before, then you're okay.
No, it's covered by a different act.
But what happens if I touch someone and I don't enjoy it?
you're sitting at a bar and
What if you got a raspberry in their face?
Not this again.
What happens if they're asleep and you just kill
Never
them?
not this.
Henry, go!
Oh, crap.
You kill them by
I'm going.
And not realising that actually you're an acidic spitting monster and you just covered them in acid.
If you just went around touching people without their consent, there's probably some sort of public nuisance.
Really?
What happens when you
Well,
did
those
it?
politicians, they're always touching people and holding babies.
I think generally with permission. Excuse me, Schalke. Whoa.
Do you have permission to shake someone's hand?
I think that they don't give you your hand and you reach out and grab their hand. What the fuck, Henry? I think if you reach out and grab the hand and force them to shake it, I think that might be. I like public nuisance. That's a nice vague sort of. We've got something to do you with. No.
Non-compliance for not putting your shoes on, you fucking hippie. That sort of shit. That's what goes down.
Well, I mean, again, yeah, that could be a nuisance, especially if your feet smell.
Is it? I don't think that's an offence. I mean, there's an old offence of outraging
I heard
public
a story of someone
decency,
having had that done to them.
which is, I think that sometimes gets used if you've got someone wandering around drunk, you know, with their trousers down. Well, no, actually, if they're drunk, they get drunk for being found drunk.
Someone got arrested for
That's a great
non-compliance because they told them to put their shoes on and they wouldn't. I don't know what the deal with it. What kind of detail?
Just deal with someone for being found drunk.
Yeah, there was one in Worthing. Someone got busted for being drunk recently. They were just sitting there, and what was ironically the old police station. And they were drunk. They were
Was it a police
bottling
officer?
wine in town. And they were like, fine for
Was it an old police officer?
Was it a police officer?
no, old police. No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, the joke was it an old police officer sitting outside his old station just drunk? I work here.
Well, the old station is gone. Yeah.
Not anymore.
I have 4 health points and 3 laps to spend them on. I am in first place though.
Spend them wisely.
Oh, no! Was that you, Henry?
Not anymore.
Spent all them off
No.
once.
Oh crap!
You are a liar, Henry. I can see where you've crashed.
Yeah, but that was not me crashing into you to cause it.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's just some other person.
That was me crashing
Yeah,
after you crashed.
Ah. I believe you. Thousands wouldn't. I didn't
Red
really.
Shelter's
I
respawn.
actually genuinely thought I wasn't allowed to touch people without their permission. No one's likely to.
I think it might be. It
can't grab
might be
someone's
very
breasts.
easy to claim that
You
it was
could
for
sort of-
violence.
Well, that's sexual gratification.
Where does it begin and end?
Well, it's. I believe that I
Like
can.
said, oh,
Well, I can touch a woman's breast as long as I don't enjoy it. Is what I'm taking away from this.
yeah. I mean, what if you want to touch someone on the shoulder or give them a hug? You know, you're touching their breasts with your chest. You know.
Ah crap!
I think the
I thought
deciding
about that,
factor,
and
Max.
maybe offering your hand
No,
is like an implied consent.
I think the deciding
well,
factor.
well,
To handshake.
If you put your.
There's also, like, if the touching is by its nature sexual, then that would be an offence as well.
Yeah. So hugging someone's
Also,
okay, but hugging
You're not
someone.
going to get away with. Not going to go.
So hugging someone is okay, Max, but hugging someone and putting your hands on your own chest, palms facing forwards, that would be a no-no. Which hopefully you're all imagining now. Oh, well, Schalke, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad. Stuff.
What if you're married to them?
What if you are married to them?
think-
Hang on a minute. How far?
That might not
How?
factor into it. Like, wives do have defense against their husbands,
you're-
I
you're-
think.
Yeah, I was going to say, how medieval do you want to go here? Because it doesn't matter if the person's married to you. Why would that matter?
Well, because they can't testify against you in
What are you
court.
thinking? That you own them? Right. Okay.
No, I'm just curious. To you know, if you want to touch your wife, like, oh fuck.
The question has
Yeah,
been
they
It
couldn't-
asked.
doesn't
There's
matter
lots-
if someone's
there's
married
like-
to you.
There's lots
You
of
still need their
joking in that
consent.
area about women and being married and got it on tap and that sort of thing. A lot of people sort of are very clear on that area.
Well, yeah, but
Lots of jokes
there's,
around, you know.
but it's definitely not okay. Definitely not. You have no rights whatsoever. You have no rights whatsoever because you're married to do anything to that person they don't want done to them.
What's the point? They're probably lying, because if they've been married for any length of time, saying that they've got it on tap is probably not true. What were you going to say? Speak for yourself.
You do
No,
something
quite
horrible
the
and
opposite.
fell out of favor.
So, a
Fucking
question.
hell, really.
A question has been asked in chat, which is relevant. If you are intending to drink from the aforementioned woman's chest, is that still sexual gratification? Zebra, I believe the answer is if you're over the age of 18 months, yes.
There's
Maybe
a way
two
of
years.
determining if the purpose was
Not
sexual gratification. I'd have to look this bit up, but it's might be like a reasonable person test or something like that. But any kind of edge case you can think of has probably come up in law before, and there's either case law or some natty little consideration for it.
So you're saying that if I am to sin, I have to do an original sin, not one that's been done before. Okay.
Well, if it's an original sin, then it'll be legal because we have a
that's a good point, yeah.
constitution of things that you're allowed to do in this country. You can do anything as long as there's not a law against it.
Well, yeah, but
Original sin is legal. Awesome.
well, yeah, but
my car, sorry.
oh, that's not
Change my car.
that's not entirely true because of our weird ass blanket laws now about drugs. You're not allowed to take anything that changes your mental state. It's just a blanket. All drugs are illegal, and so are roller coasters.
Well, it's not. You say legal, you have controlled substance. So whether it's legal or not to have it depends on the circumstances and who's supplying it, things like that.
Yeah, but what I mean is that we're getting the, I say, quote-unquote designer drugs made so quickly. We've got a blanket law going they're all illegal. Unless we make them legal. Thought crimes.
Oh yeah, you mean because like the ones that are synthetic drugs designed to not be the same as the one that's just being outlawed, you mean?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Bugger. Oh, fuck. Bastard. Shit. Bugger.
Can we give you a turnover?
Henry
Oh,
requires a
stop.
tug. Repeat, Mr. Chicken requires a tug.
I think they're arranged, I'm sure.
Way!
Who hit me? I'm now lost. Yay. Oh, and I got
Right,
pulled to the
I'll
left.
soon change.
Who is the bandit?
It's a random. Sorry, I know in the US you cannot be your husband or wife cannot be called. They can't testify against each other in a court of law. I don't think that applies
I
in the
think
UK,
they
does
can,
it?
but they can't be compelled to.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's a divorce case.
The only thing that springs to mind where spouse comes into it is to do with the law of conspiracies, but I'm a bit out of
Like flat Earth, or
I'm a bit out of practice. I have to touch it. No, as in illegal
Aliens?
conspiracy, which is two or more people conspiring.
gotcha.
Yeah.
If one of them, if they're husband and wife, that there's some edge case for that. But I should know, but I'm out of practice. That sort of stuff.
That's practically conspiring, or
Actually, not familiar with that piece of the law exactly. Honestly, a hard thing that people expect you, because you're, in the job you do, expect you to know absolutely every last little detail, nook and cranny.
Well,
It's bloody
you
ridiculous.
say that, but actually, I know what Adam's going to say. It's the same for everyone. Because if you break the law, you get arrested, you go to court, and it's like the presumption is that you know all the law.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Right.
I only know.
The thing
Not
is-
just to know.
So I know of one law that has changed.
When you're 10, you're supposed to know all the law.
Well, I know
Yeah.
of one law that has
Because
changed.
you're criminally
You're-
responsible.
So I know one law that has changed during my lifetime. So on when Samantha Fox was 15 years and 364 days old, they showed a picture of her covering up her boobs in the sun, and the next day, on her 16th birthday, they showed her topless. That is now illegal. But that was not illegal back then. Just distasteful perhaps, but not illegal. But like, I don't get a memo going, this was alright yesterday, it's not alright today. I mean, the new laws, how am I supposed to keep up as a citizen? I only happen
Laws
to.
are published.
I'm supposed to read all the
Yeah.
laws and understand them. I don't think I do. Or like all the shipping laws and the laws around storage of cheese in a shop or something. No, I can't possibly be
Yes, there are
expected to.
principles of expecting to know your area. Like if you're operating in some arena, you're expected to know the law better on that
Right,
arena.
but now I'm expected to look
Yeah,
at all
it
the
can be
laws and
fuzzy.
decide whether or not they apply to me. Like, what about cheese or something? I happen to know the law around renting houses. In your house, you're only allowed one room without a window, and that room is the bathroom. All other rooms must have windows. I happen to know that one. But am I expected to know all these sort of laws? Yeah, Law Today, this week's Law magazine. I mean, I suppose most laws are pretty obvious, but like if I had a zombie knife, I mean, how am I supposed to know that carrying a knife is illegal? Where was I told this? Is there a
Yeah.
reasonable, don't do
Hear
it again,
hear it
all
on
right?
the radio quite a bit.
I don't listen
Hear
to
it
the
on
radio,
and
so
telly quite a bit though.
yeah, but I
You're saying about the zombie knife being illegal. There are actually occasions where having an illegal weapon is 100% lawful. So, for example, as a martial artist instructor, it would be perfectly reasonable to have a bladed weapon on the end of a 10-foot chain if it was being used for
Yeah,
demonstration.
but the thing is, the weapon doesn't commit the offence. It's the person that commits the offence.
But that weapon is still illegal.
No,
I
so I'm
suspect.
saying inanimate objects don't commit offences.
Yeah, I suspect you could only have that object in a very limited number of circumstances, because they use fully sharpened bladed weapons at the Royal Armouries near me, and they hit each other with them a lot. And if I went and hit someone with one of those swords, I would definitely get into trouble, a lot of trouble. But they do it, you know, and we get to laugh and watch and get covered in fake blood. It's great. So yeah, but I suspect if he just walked down the street with it, he absolutely wouldn't go, "No, I'm a martial arts instructor."
Oh no, like there is absolutely no way you'd get away with walking down the street with it, unless you say to them, "I'm on the way to the dojo to do a demonstration," or "I'm on the way to a show. Here's the pre-booking information of that show to prove that I have a legitimate reason to carry this weapon."
Zebra, as far as I know, there aren't any other further exceptions on that. Not to the best of my knowledge. It's just simply all rooms must have a window. Which was the new one from last week, by the way? Does anybody remember the name of it? I can't even.
Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake. Not, but are you sure it was Rattlesnake? Oh, it's Savalex.
Yeah,
okay. We should do the
Does
new
that
ones.
mean that internal rooms are forbidden?
Yes.
Does an internal window count as a window for
A
those purposes?
friend of mine has an internal room, and it's weird because there is a window and there is a tiny, like, inverse chimney between the windows, and not quite a mirror, but it's like a foil. So sunlight kind of reflects into it, and I'm like,
Light well?
yeah. But yeah, it's a bit like, I suspect you were very, very, very desperate. I suspect the law had changed. They weren't allowed to rent the building out until that had been changed. Oh, whoops, I meant to change it to C's.
Why is there music playing? I turned my game sound off, but I'm hearing music.
I do think that if a new law comes into effect, you can't evade being subject to it by, like, misinforming yourself or, like, avoiding the notice of
ignorance
the
is
law
no
coming into
defence.
effect.
Yeah,
I was
but
just looking, the age of criminal responsibility in a lot of countries is 7, which is
wow.
crazy. Yemen, India, Nigeria, Pakistan,
What is it in the UK?
Thailand, 10.
10. Oh my god, has that gone down?
I don't know.
God, I seem to recall during the sort of the not J-riding, what's it called? Joyriding era, they would use kids 14 and 15 to nick the cars. When they got done, they couldn't do anything, and I believe stuff got changed around that. Many moons ago.
Where did you get the school bus from? Because I haven't seen that in my.
You have to complete the single. It's in the single player, or you have to use the. It's in there, but it's you have to use the loaner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm just trying to find a forward. Is there a sorting by number of driving method?
The only four-wheel drives I know of are the trophy truck and the sand, which are both brand new. That's the only four-wheel drives I'm aware of.
Remember a little crappy one.
I don't think so. They're all front or rear. Don't forget, you can take those and detune them, so you can make the sand buggy less difficult.
Okay, let's try and
I hate
find it.
sand buggies.
Yeah, you won't be able to select it at the minute because it's oh yeah, then you can demod it. Just waiting for it.
Was it to be A?
C.
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 Si, senor.
That's a B. It's only a little bit. It's only a little bit into B though. No, I mean all the upgrades will drop it down, but you're only just into C.
165.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let us know how that drives, Max. I've not tried detuning that one before. Because it's a good car, it's just difficult to maintain it. Though you are out in front, which is not a good place to be with Jay up your arse, though.
Jay and Henry meat sandwich.
Oh, crap.
Bumps in the middle.
Bye.
Those aren't bump Sharko, those are people.
Extrusions that make you beat resistance when you slide over. Are those not bumps?
Extrusions. Not extrusions. Protrusions.
Bumps is people.
Incidentally, you recommended me to watch some things, and one of them I'm not watching at the moment. Upload. I want to watch that properly. Was there something else you recommended as well?
Maybe something else on Apple TV. It's probably not everyone's cup of tea, but the morning show is very good. It's not sci-fi though.
Well, there's a time travel in it.
No,
Robots?
absolutely nothing.
Explosions?
Not one little fantasy
S&M?
thing. No. No.
Oh, yeah,
not-
there's a new robot.
Any sort of.
but I like the way you think.
I'm just curious to say what genre this thing actually fits into.
Well, it's drama.
Oh, drama there.
Yeah, boring.
Boring.
Drama's so boring, man.
I
want
did.
more drama.
Oh,
in
the
my
midwife.
drama.
So there's no lack of procedural police dramas out there, but I rather liked For All Mankind being very much a procedural NASA drama in a lot of ways. And I really like that. Like, it was very down to earth and realistic in a huge
finished
number of
it
ways. Yeah, I came that.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So did you see the scene I was referring to now, where Ed comes home and Kelly's decided what college she wants to go to? I thought that was brilliant because he's just so angry.
Yeah, the thing is, with a lot of it, I'm like, I thought the whole thing about the gay people was fantastically done, and I didn't know that. So NASA in the 60s and 70s, and I think maybe the 80s, wouldn't allow anyone gay in NASA because they could be blackmailed by the Russians into revealing their secret, and therefore lose their job at NASA and give away secrets. And it's like there's a bit of a what's the word? Self-perpetuating prophecy there. But I wasn't aware of that. Like in government contracts, it was considered a security risk way back when. And
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things they played around with there. So you've got like a black woman leading a mission. You've got basically all the people in power at one point are women.
yes, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had to say some of the
Turing British.
but Alan Turing was chemically castrated and fucking disavowed, and it's only been now he's on the £20 note, £50 note. Like the guy.
He suffers from those myths also.
Yeah, I won't say he single-handedly turned the war around, but he was incredibly invaluable. And what he did, but all the government could see was the fact he was gay, and that was the only thing that sort of was important. And then he took his own life because he couldn't live with being chemically castrated. It's just horrendous.
Have you been to Bletchley, by the way?
I haven't. I keep
Computer
meaning to.
museum. Oh my god, so good. I mean, I regret getting there by like 10 or 11 in the morning because they were closing it and they were like kicking me out at the end of the day, and I was there stuffing £20 notes into the jar, the tip jar.
Put my notes into the security guard going, I need to stay.
Yeah, you don't need to close, do you? No, really good though, and I'll definitely go back.
I did go to
There's
the.
two things there. There's the
I went to the old computer part of the Science Museum, and it was horrible. 'Cause I'm like, I had that. Dave had one of those. Rich had one of those.
yeah. Oh god, there's a picture of me. Ah. Yeah. So there's two bits there. There's the I think it's called the National Computer History Museum or words to that effect, and then there's Bletchley Park, the code breaking bit. Both are brilliant. And of course you got the recreation of the Colossus.
Yeah.
But funny enough, the two factions have been fighting for years over the grounds and all sorts. It's quite sad.
I think it was a thing quite recently, and I haven't looked into it enough, but they did a neural network AI, deep learning, whatnot, and said, go solve Enigma. And it did it quite quickly with modern computing power. They just went, more or less, solve it. It's supposed to spit out German. And it went, yeah, right then. Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a thing in the 90s where they someone someone cracked it. They broadcast a signal, and someone cracked it with like a Pentium or something like that.
Or
Was it Turing Steam
But-
that
wait.
the war did that?
Yeah, but they did it.
But I mean, the point is, the digital, like modern era computers had to come so far before they could compete with the bespoke machine running on valves.
Was it battery powered?
No, it was powered with.
There were some lights on it or
Mice.
something.
Well, no, the valves are very power hungry. What do you call those big AC potentiometers? A variac?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought a variac
bunch
was
of
a
those.
thing you plugged into the mains to be able to vary the amount of
Yeah,
power.
yeah. So I remember seeing.
It's not a power supply as such.
No, I'm not saying it's power supply. I remember seeing a bunch of those, so it was running on AC.
So it's like an AC
Wow.
potentiometer.
No, they run off AC is what the answer is.
Yeah, it doesn't run off a battery because you wouldn't have a.
Run off a power to drive it.
Why would you run? I'm confused. What are we doing? Are we doing? Did the machine run off a battery? We had mains power in the 40s. You could just plug it into the wall.
No, it's on a U-boat.
Well, what you?
Oh, sorry, you're talking about the Enigma was
Mechanical.
Yeah.
purely mechanical. I was talking about the Colossus though. Sorry, I was confused.
Yeah.
Was it Ernie or ENIAC that picked lottery numbers or something?
Well, they were both different computers.
Which is the one that did the lottery numbers? Ernie or something?
Well, wasn't ENIAC, was that the first one that could run stored programs?
Maybe. Which was
So probably Ernie is probably the one you're thinking of.
I wonder what's the
ENIAC
oldest.
was a general purpose machine.
We're waiting to change cars.
We're in B's.
It's so good because they've got things like delay loops for delay lines rather and CRTs for memory as well, just data storage.
I wonder what the oldest machine is that we've run Doom on, because people have retrospectively put Doom on like the Commodore 64 and things.
Well.
Because people have got a lot.
Me.
Oh, what were you doing, Jay? This is not the time to go for a wank. Choose your car,
There's
then nip off for yourself pleasure.
I was on the fucking phone.
There's a
Got
version of
two hands!
Wolfenstein for the Spectrum 48K.
Wow, that is quite a down sample, down port.
Just about playable, though.
Yeah. But yeah, we've there are a lot of stuff. A lot of current Commodore 64 demos and things are much better than the Commodore 64 demos of yesteryear, simply because we've got better at writing code. We have much better compilers.
Yeah,
things
it's
like that.
amazing how people are eking more out of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Now I've seen some modern Commodore 64 demos.
Can
which
I
are incredible.
buy?
Isn't the code being compiled on something much more powerful?
It's been compiled on something more powerful, but run on original hardware.
Yeah. So that means that the compiler doesn't take weeks and weeks to optimise it. Oh, I know,
Yep.
optimise that. But
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we have one of
Here you
those.
go, little brother.
We have one of those at Codemasters. So we ran the I forgot the name of it now. It's some silly ass name, but it's the Intel. I'll say neural network compiler. But basically, every time it compiled something, it would see how fast it was and try all sorts of different ways of doing it. So it would, over the course of the year of the project, it would go through millions of different, subtly different ways of doing it and see which one was the quickest. Because obviously it was brand new hardware. The Xbox 360 had never been. No one had ever written anything for it, so there was no metrics.
Every so often, as well, some clever person will come up with some amazing trick that no one's ever thought of for
Yes.
skipping something or
Yeah.
doing something in a cheaty way or using the wrong part of the hardware in the way it's not supposed to be used or overwriting video RAM and bits outside the edge of the screen
Have you
for extra memory. And
have you read about the Quake floating point trick?
yeah,
It's
No.
it's worth a read. Basically, they
For
worked
sure,
out
yeah.
a special number that happens to do a clever
was it
thing.
Carmack that did it?
Yeah, correct. So they worked out a special. Oh, it might have been Abarash actually, but one of the three. But essentially, it's a number that you can use to convert from fixed point to floating point trivially and easily, and they use it everywhere because they're like, this is so much quicker than another way. It's really interesting read. I can't really go into it. It's quite.
Wasn't it like a square root trick?
Yes, it's a way of but
Decipher.
it's. I can't remember what it was now.
It was to get a good enough. It was good enough.
Yeah, square root
Is it
approximation.
exact or is
But-
it approximate?
No, it's approximate, but it's good enough. So yes, a square.
Very, very
it's
fast,
it's
yeah.
a square root where you plug in the float and then you convert it into an int by ORing it with a special number. And basically, it works, but no one can work out
Yeah.
why it worked. Like it just happened to work.
But then how do they come up with the number then? If no one can work out how it works.
It's one of those like you can see that it works, but you can't possibly test all the permutations because there's billions upon billions. But it's to do
Yeah.
with the it's to do with the way that floating point
they're
is
right
stored
for that
in
number
two Scott-
somehow.
Well, Michael Abrash, so Carmack and Romero get talked about, but Abrash was the clever one. Abrash did stuff like working out a way of splitting apart the sequential bytes in VGA memory to be non-sequential, allowing you to scroll around, also allowing you to index them vertically, not horizontally, allowing Wolfenstein. So he was the clever one. He works for Oculus now. And he also was one of the people who wrote DirectX. Henry, will you get the fuck back here as well? No.
Carmack works for Oculus, doesn't
Oculus, yeah, Oculus. Abrash is a the DirectX guy. Henry, I love the way you turned too soon and then screwed it up. I copied you, thinking you knew what you were doing.
Nice.
No! I just bounced off that bot.
Ah, I've lost Henry. I'll screw it.
I like this map.
This is the
I'm not
latest
very
one.
good at it, but I like it. It's the latest one.
Yeah, this was in last week's patch. Rattlesnake
nice.
Canyon, was it? There is a picture of a snake there, so yeah, I guess so.
Rattlesnake, yeah.
Rattlesnake, yeah. But yeah, I like it because it's got that huge jump or ramp, depending which way we're going. Okay, Henry, I need you to balls up this corner, please. Thank you. No, try to.
Yeah, I'll try not to.
No,
That's it.
maybe I wasn't clear enough.
Balls deep.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, there's another lap. There's another lap. Why did you drift over the line thinking that was the race done?
Yeah.
Ah, that was brilliant. That was on stream as well.
Damn it.
Shotgun.
Still gonna win it though.
Yeah, you wish. I know your nemesis, Henry. Corners. Oh, shit. Oh. No, never mind. So what have we learned about drifting over the finish line?
Don't.
Make sure it's the finish line. Come on, lad.
Yeah.
It's getting away from me, Fezzik. And I'm not close enough to smash you off around this corner.
Shulker!
Anymore?
Oof.
Oh, damn it, I missed my chance to just... There was a bit of mud in the way. I was going to try and T-bone you there.
Good race,
One
Henry.
more lap, and I would have knocked you out on that. You cheeky little bastard.
One more lap, like you were a lap away from getting to him.
No, I was in third. I was literally like 4 seconds behind
Right,
him.
yeah, Henry and I, we were doing great. Like, very, very few screw-ups, like, just getting further away. And this next one will be the last one, as I have to go to bed.
Lame.
Right, I know. Incidentally, if anybody,
Yeah,
I have
right,
popped
right.
up a build, which is a bit testing the landscape system and some of the different vehicles. So if you want to have a look at that, give me some feedback, more than welcome. I'm only looking feedback on the handling, basically.
Can we just all do bumper cars? They crap.
What bumper cars? There's two types. There's an A class.
I haven't
A-class
unlocked.
bumper cars?
I haven't unlocked any of those at all.
What, the bumper car?
I've got the C, but I don't have an A.
It's the only one that's rated TOE.
I suspect
From
you.
last week.
Yeah, I suspect you've played more single player than I have. I don't have it.
I'll try it. I have no idea how it drives, so I guess it's awful.
So where's that in the list?
Next to the razor. The way that I've got it
You
sorted.
can sort it alphabetically.
No, I've got Raven, Razor, Raiden RS.
Don't have any.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
What?
I must go to bed as well.
Okie dokie. We'll see you tomorrow then for some choo-choo trains.
Yay! I like trains.
Okay then.
Bye all.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah, is this bumper car just going to be just spinning constantly?
That's a cool trick.
I can imagine.
Generating electricity.
That's not how bumper cars work.
Upgrading as well.
That's not how any of this works.
Did I connect? No, I didn't.
Oh, Jesus. Right, I guess I'm just basically racing Jay.
Bye.
It's got some...
Nice power to weight ratio. You two are in my way. I'm trying. Jay, what the fuck?
Fucking hell, don't use this. Don't try and steer. Whoa! Right, Jay, I think it's just between you and me. Well, I'm going to have to get back in my bumper car first.
Get up and run over to it.
How you doing, Jay?
I think he's
Is
dead.
it muted?
No, well, I didn't mute. I think Jay still got it on push to talk and hasn't got a handy button sometimes.
There's a corner here.
So there is. Is that another corner in front of you, Schalke?
Oh!
Yeah.
Are you planning on slowing down for
Is
it?
there another car behind me?
Well, I went flying.
The bumper car sounds awesome, though.
Overall, the sounds in this game are very good. Oh, your car's faster than mine, Schalke.
I've just been killed by a bot and then run over by another one.
That didn't work.
There was a very light car that flashed into my windscreen.
You're right, I'll have to make sure I hit you at the right angle.
What position is Jay?
Don't know, can't see. So not top 4.
Below 4.
Oh, bugger, that didn't work. Oh no, I've fallen off into the... Arse.
Quite close call, but no cigar today.
And I fell off and I tried to reverse back on and I couldn't. It's alright, I'll catch you. I have there's lots of corners and I've got the cornering speed advantage. It's just this long straight, you're definitely faster. So, nice exit speed. Let's see, I can't make up some of that distance.
They're drafting in this game.
No, but like I said, if I exit that corner, I should carry more speed down here. Goes corner. Speed. So yeah, if you two could just have a... That's it. Excuse me. I'll get in for you, Henry, don't
Way
worry.
ahead of you.
No, you're wrong. I really wish the AI was better at changing gear. Like, you need to come out high revs, spinning, not, oh wait, hold on, I'll change down. But it's terrible at that. That's it, tracker, use all the corner, use all the track. Bye.
Jay's got 1 health point.
Touch him.
Kick them out.
Are you allowed to
He
touch
just
someone
killed himself.
without their permission if they have 1 health point?
I think it does salt if you boost health points.
They're fucking awesome.
How much easier would that be? Well, he sold to me, sir, and I lost 18 health points and a permanent 1 armor class.
Ouch.
I wouldn't really like to do this in the back vehicle fucking upgrade. like steering that thing is insane.
Well, I said overall, if there is a track you like, remember, because I just sort of scroll through it. You go, oh, let's do blah 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 next. That is generally absolutely fine. Okay, Schalke, you screwed that. You screwed that exit up. I am catching. Now, can you get around the corner
Got
before
the
I
traction
T-bone you?
control.
No.
No.
Ouch.
Thank
Ow.
you. Come again.
Did I get away with it? I can't see Schalke. Yes, I did. But that's why I braked early, Henry. So I moved across and braked early on the hope that you would overshoot, and you did. But I don't think I'll catch you. 4 seconds behind. And at 4 corners. Yeah, I should make a note between this week and next weekend to go over my entire chair with a torque wrench, make sure everything is still tightly assembled. Yeah, so you're saying about using CRT as memory on F-Zero. I used to work with the lead tech guy of that one, and they use this. They use the Z buffer at half height, and then use the other half of the Z buffer to store information about the AI because they were out of memory on the N64.
Wow.
Right, that was awesome.
Just say that again, because I didn't know you was talking about an N64.
Yes.
Say the first bit again.
They ran out of memory, so they used the Z buffer at half of the regular height, and just every scan line shared 2 lines in the. Every 2 scan lines shared 1 line in the Z buffer, so they could use half the Z buffer to pad the memory of the machine out, like, in desperation.
I was going to say Z buffer, but I suppose that's the thing about the C64, right? It has Z buffer.
N64.
Oh, right, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, the PlayStation did not have a Z buffer, but the N64 did. Anyway, I am off to bed now, so thank you everyone for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed seeing me flung around, and we are back tomorrow with, I think it's Transport Tycoon. I can't remember. I have updated the schedule, so it's all been jiggled about this week, and hopefully we will do SnowRunner on Tuesday. I can't remember what it was on Wednesday, and then we will give Descent another whirl. Hopefully we've all got better at it on Thursday. And I think I might actually not be here this weekend. I know, it's shocking. Alright guys, I will see you all tomorrow.